Okay, we're troubleshooting.
Yeah. Did you guys know that this is Kenwood Mime? He's a Detroit-based mime.
Is he Detroit-based or is he's in Austin?
He's Detroit-born. You know, it's funny.
Born in Detroit.
We'll wait for him to get back, but
the Motor City. They call him the Motor City Mute.
Yeah, so he's a mime from France originally. He does nothing but silent comedy. So everybody kept mentioning him, and I don't watch Dad 7 TV, and it was like, oh, he's an Austin comic. But then I found out he's from Detroit, and then it kind of hit me, and I went to his videos. I do remember that one video that went a little bit.
Dave, his parody news show is called 7 Dads TV, not Dad 7.
Whatever, 7 Dads.
You have no clue what you're talking about.
7 Dads.
This thing that I just looked up myself.
I did see have you seen the video? A white guy living in Detroit.
Is the microphone on?
I don't
know why. I don't know why it's not working.
This is funny. This is good. This is
fun. This is a good way to do an interview.
Yeah, it's good that you see. What's good about Ken, because if this is me, it would be terrible because you can't see my emotes from the beard and everything. But he's got good, wild, emoting. Is that what the people call it? Yeah, like when you talk to an autistic person, they try to explain to you what emotions are. And they're like, he must emote.
Like a Jim Varney, Jim Carrey, very expressive face.
Yeah.
Ernest P. Worrell.
It's crazy, guys, because when he first came into StreamYard, if anybody in the chat can help him out, when he first came to StreamYard, the mic was working and then it stopped, and now he doesn't know how to fix it.
Well, he's telling us in the chat, the private chat, that he loves Ernest, but that also, try just like resetting your whole computer. That's what he's saying. Yeah, because we'll be here.
We'll be here for a while. This is
the whole show. The people love this. The
people love this, dude. They'll just love your frustration of coming back. This is a good bit.
And no matter what, like, I'm grateful that he would like offer his time to us to do this.
Yeah.
No matter what. So it's like, even if we don't actually get to talk to him two ways where he hears us and we hear him, I'm still grateful, and I'm happy to plug and promote as best I can his work. He's got, it looks like he has a pretty decent sized Twitter account himself.
Yeah, I have all this stuff that we can pull up when he gets back. So he's got 10K followers, 10.1K followers on Twitter. He's got a TikTok that he recently started. And then do you remember his old Detroit bit about a white guy living in Detroit?
No.
It's like a sketch that he did.
Maybe I saw it. I don't know. But look, folks, it's welcome to the Billionaire Podcast Network. It's Saturday night, Cornfed, Saturday, May 23rd, Memorial Day weekend. It is I, the man of 1,000,000 pounds, the mischievous maverick, the mammarian magistrate, the golden chocobo, Dolphin Pruitt. And it's Saturday, so that means I'm joined by the Greek fellow, Dave Wrong the Stinker. Opa.
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 Well, I play a lot of chess online, and so my algorithm on my other YouTube channel is like all chess people. It's mostly the Botez sisters and a couple of other people. But what was interesting is one of the big Gotham Chess, which is one of the biggest streamer, probably the guy that makes the most money in chess, and he's not even the best player.
Does he makes more than Magnus?
Yeah, because streaming makes more money, and he's the #1 chess streamer.
So Magnus is like a purist who won't lower himself to the streaming chess. Like he's more of he's like, you know, believes in the
pure. He is actually, it's crazy because he's a purist in the fact that like he's like a European type guy where he likes to just drink, hang, and stay low. But also when he played chess, he actually changed some rules because he's so big, much bigger than the game. He once showed up wearing jeans to a chess match, which is against the rules. And so he said, okay, I won't play in the tournament then. And they said, okay, well, you can wear jeans then. Because they were like, oh, he'll go back and change him if we threaten him.
Oh, so Magnus's whole deal is he's just too cool to try.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. I mean, I've never seen an interview where I hated him.
And
yeah,
leaving fucking money on the table, not streaming this shit.
He's like a little European aloof, though. And then the second guy who is just like I think he's full Asian, but he might be mixed guy. And he's really, really good, but he has such a confidence problem that he can never be the best. So something about Magnus with his confidence, that aloofness does penetrate into the mind game of chess. But anyways, what I was going to say is I'll be watching Gotham Chess, and a lot of times he just naturally does win something, and he'll be like, Opa. And the Botez sisters are from Romania, so they say Opa. The Spanish girl there, I can't remember her name, the blonde, she's like a blonde Spaniard. She says Opa. And so I was like, oh, it's crazy how much of the world actually does use Opa as an actual exclamation or whatever.
Yeah, it's multicultural. I say,
yeah, I've always said it like as a joke, and my buddies and I said it as a joke. We used to go to Federal Hill in Boston, Providence. And it was like Italian, Greek, Persian, Middle Eastern, like restaurants all up the street. You could do like hookahs and food in different places. And they think that I'm super foreign. And they would always be like, oh, Dave's bringing us to Hookahville. And I was like, you guys love it. It's so much fun. And like, we don't love it. We have to dress up and feel like dorks.
Yeah, and, I say when I'm trying to get around people, I go, sorry.
Yeah, when you try to get out of bed in the morning, you're like, oh, bah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Especially when I plant my feet on the ground and I go to stand up the first time for the day. My shit's all, you know, it's like, you know, my feet are not asleep, but going from a position of rest to standing up for the first time, to, you know, before just everything's all creaky and rusty. And so I got to get the juices flowing, get it warmed up before I have like full mobility. And I start the day, every day, I begin with an immense amount of pain. And then
I just started having that recently. I think it's because I haven't been working out as much. And I was like, oh my God, people live like this.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like, I stay up too late. I had been staying up late and not hydrating properly or whatever. And then for like my first time ever in my life, I started getting up and like my legs were a little bit like, I wouldn't say numb, but I kind of understood when people said my legs are numb, because like I was getting leg cramps, my butt hurt. And then I would first stand up and I was like, oh, my feet hurt, like the blood is rushing down. And I was like, oh, is this how like other people have felt?
Like most of America. I can't believe it just started.
Yeah. Well, I've always worked out. The last 6 months, I've been kind of fucked up in my workouts and stuff. So
I feel like even people that work out, like that's why pain pills are such a success. Like is what, you know, like Purdue Pharmaceutical, Oxycontin. Because like most of this country is just writhing in pain all day, every day.
I think I know what it is. So my test was way too high, and I finally got it down. But my blood pressure came down really low in average for the first time ever in my life. I've always had high blood pressure since I was 18. And now I have like regular blood pressure. I don't think my body's, they're like, we need no more pressure for this blood to get it everywhere. And so I think I got to get my blood pressure back up. I don't think low blood pressure is good for me because I've lived in the high blood pressure for so long that the low blood pressure is
you're just accustomed to high blood pressure.
I'm basically the bane of high blood pressure, dude. Like I was born into the pressure. now it's low.
We got $5 from Drew Huntley. Ken Wood, shout out Sumo Dog. Well, Ken's not here yet. He's troubleshooting. So we'll save that. But then Drew also wanted to let you know something. $2. Dave, never say, I stay up too late. Again, please.
Dude, I can't tell you. So a couple things. One, best starting pickup line for Hinge is I stay up too late. Go on Google, right?
By the way, that's not even the lyric. It's the lyric. It's the song starts with I stay out too late.
Well, anyway,
I stay out too late.
Go online and Google like the top 20 most popular Taylor Swift lyrics, and just open up on Hinge with those lyrics to like girls without
downloading this. I'm not doing
without tattoos that are like blonde wearing sundresses or whatever. It's got like a 60% success rate in return, whatever. I would like Taylor Swift, and I've totally gone 180 degrees over the past like year, where I think having a Swiftie girlfriend would be like, and it's still annoying, right? But of all the other archetypes of annoying women that are out there, I think having a Swiftie girlfriend is the least annoying now.
Dude, the way you talk about women is like, it's so bad.
No, dude, I talk about women.
Troubling.
Dude, have you talked to women? They talk worse about each other than I talk about them, dude.
Well, they're women. They get to talk about each other that way, but I don't know. I'm never using any of these apps. I'm not going to download none of this shit.
I can see why. Yeah. Let me show you something I found today that I thought was hilarious. So let's go to
what?
Let me just find it here. So this Joe Rogan thing right here, right? We don't even have to listen to the clip because
folks, we're reacting to the Joe Rogan experience.
No, we're not.
Here we go.
Clip. So underneath this clip, right?
3 lazy, 3 try.
So underneath the Joe Rogan clip, look at the first comment. It says if it's about Joe Rogan, it says if Scare the Host was a podcast. Yeah, so I was like, this is just pretty funny.
Why is he talking to one of his female variants?
Yeah, it does look like he starts crying on air talking to her. We can mute this, but
yeah, it looks like he's talking to the lady version of himself from another universe.
I don't know.
Here we go. Here's our guest. Let's see here. Hello. Okay. We still don't hear you.
This is so funny.
It's still not working.
Yeah. So Austin-based street mime Ken Wood joins the street. Really good, sticking to the bit. I like how he commits to the bit, which is really good.
Ken is a comedian in Austin.
Now that Colbert is gone, we need somebody else that can really. What's his name? Colbert.
Stephen Colbert. He's off.
Stephen Colbert really knew how to commit to the bit, but since he's gone, we have Ken Wood filling in.
Ken's he's a comedian in Austin. He's from Detroit. He hosts the
poor guy
TV on YouTube.
He just messaged me that his computer forced an update too. So he's like, "Okay, I'll reboot and reboots it, force the update." God, that's good. That's good.
But he's this is Ken. He's here, folks.
So here's my question: if you hit that cog wheel at the bottom of the screen, right at the bottom of StreamYard, and then you click on audio, how many drop-down menus do you get from mic?
Yeah, because it should say on your.
Yeah. So you want to try all for one at a time?
Let's try this.
Yeah.
We don't hear nothing.
It would be hilarious if Dalton had him muted this whole time from the main screen.
I don't have him muted.
No, because it would clear when he came back in. No. And the mic itself doesn't have an off switch on the side or something that you hit. I wonder if my short mic. It's crazy because when he first came in the room, it was working fine.
Yeah, when he first got here, we could hear him.
Yeah. So we know it works. Something happened.
Yeah. And then so we did get to talk to him for like a minute.
This is very funny though.
And then it just stopped working.
Yeah.
And then
very funny.
I don't know what it could be. I mean, it might like the microphone itself, maybe just I don't know, try like maybe if you just unplug it and plug it back in.
I hate to give advice because it's just so frustrating. And it's
I genuinely, because it's so hard to like troubleshoot over the phone or like without.
Your mic is muted in the system right now, so.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's Ken.
Yeah, classic bit.
This is really good. Really appreciate it, Ken.
It's because like troubleshooting stuff is like you have to be. It's like a hands-on thing. Because trying to just talk someone through troubleshooting is like I know less than you do.
It depends on the person because. Recently, because me and Sweeze have like a telekinesis between the two of us, and he recently got a new computer and couldn't get logged into Twitter, and I was very quickly able to like do a mind meld with him and get his Twitter working after 3 months and source it for him. But I kind of have a feel for what Sweeze knows about computers and what he doesn't, where he would have gotten stuck.
Right.
So I immediately went to where I've had the issue before. He did that and it fixed it. And he's like, holy crap. But it was a weird thing that also happened to me in the past. So had it not happened to me, I wouldn't have thought to do it because it wasn't a technical issue. It was a way that the websites track safety security. So we had to wipe the safety security off and then log back in.
Oh, man, so you can't catch a break.
No, like if you log into your browser, then your phone, and then you log out of your browser. Sometimes you can't log back into your browser, so you have to log out of your phone, clear the browser history, then log back into your browser, then your phone, so that you're logged in on 2 devices at once.
Yeah. Twitter recognizes a browser and the app as 2 different devices.
Yeah, so Instagram does too. So once we established that, he was able to get into Twitter. So now Sweeze is, fully up and running. And I've had this before. I know what Ken's going through. It's very frustrating.
It takes a lot of the pressure off of me because I was wondering coming into this, like, what am I going to talk to old Kenwood about? I hope he likes me. I hope he thinks I'm cute.
Yeah.
But with something like this does kind of disarm all the pretense of an interview like that. It's just like, oh, now we're just having fun.
So I got a question for you. Can you pull up this thumbnail that we made for the show?
You made this.
Yeah, I made. Yes. So I was showing this to Pandatron, right? I'm just trying to get an idea. So I do agree that like the thing with AI is it's too smooth. Right. Like, so I said, it kind of looks like Photoshop to me. And he's like, no, it's too smooth. And he was saying, because there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it looks very flat and 2-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like the AI sheen to it.
Yeah.
Which I do get, but I do think, but he also said he didn't think that I got your face very good on the Halfling. I think
Hobbit. It's a fucking hobbit. What are you talking
It's a
about?
halfling.
No. So they're called. It's a hobbit. You don't know.
We'll
You have no clue what you're even talking
we'll
about.
have to agree to disagree.
No. There is no agree to
halfling.
disagree. A halfling is something that's from like Dungeons and Dragons or something. Hobbits are very specifically.
No. When they literally
distinctly know they're hobbits.
When they're in the cave and they knock something down the well, they literally say, this is what we get for bringing 2 halflings with
No, there's no, they're not. I believe me. I've read all the books. I've seen the movies. I know Lord of the Rings. It's not a halfling. That's from some other fantasy series. Hobbits are just it's distinct. It's a distinct race of people.
Here's the problem: is
there is no problem. The problem is just I'm right and you're wrong.
I am I'm not that I'm easily convinced, but I'm easily set back to neutral because I am the type of person that will research this, but we can do it in real time here. But anyways, the point that I was saying, can we pull it back up here for a second and we'll go look at the Hobbit again? I think it does look like you. I think that people forget what you look like because you've put on
so much weight,
a little bit of weight, but you're a very handsome Southern man. I think if you just look at, because what I got was the brow here, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, and the chin. This is all Hobbit, but this is Dalton right here. And I wanted to know if you yourself saw yourself in the air, or if you think it just looks like a random Hobbit. Because I see you in there so clearly, it's insane.
It's just, it's just AI slop. I don't even get, like, it's whatever. It's it works as a thumbnail, but
I don't think this is AI slop. Can we say that?
Yes, it is.
No, AI slop is when you one shot something and it just whatever you get. But like when you put together something,
you tell me you refined this. This was like a product of iteration.
Go make this, then. Go make this. Go make me as Gandalf. Put Kenwood's face and hair on, and then put your face on a Hobbit, put the trees in the background, get the font from the thing. It's not a one shot. I didn't say, hey, give me a Lord of the Rings thing that looks like Dalton Pruitt, Dave Wright, and Ken Wood, and Gemini was like, I'm on it.
You're like getting too invested in AI where you're getting too close to it, where you're thinking that there's like some distinction between AI and AI. It's all slop. Anything that AI cranks out is just instantly quickly generated.
It's crazy that you guys watch
fluff.
Movies.
It works for like whatever you
guys watch trannies on a screen and be like, yeah, that's a hot lady. And it's like it's literally digital
equivalence. That's not even.
No, it is because when I just played poker next to a transgender person yesterday.
I'm here to squash the debate.
They're so clearly a man when you're sitting next to them, even when they do really well.
That is a false. That's just not even. That's like comparing apples and trans women. That's a completely.
But I'm saying this is a digital image. It's all flat digital images. We are digital images.
I use AI for the same shit for like making thumbnails when I need a thumbnail real quick. But I don't like treat it as it's nothing precious to me where I go, oh, this is something I worked on and it's just different from slop. I'm like, no, this is junk. This is just junk that works for this. Like,
I'm glad Ian showed up because I was talking about digital music today, and it's like when people make electronic digital music, I still think that it's music. I don't think that it's music slop. It's a different instrument that you're using. And it's not as like old school as a guitar, but people still have to learn the layering and the metrics and the layover and what feels good, and it grows over time.
I think that's also a false equivalence.
Or how about this for equivalence? Utilization of AI is going to be like using Game Genie on Nintendo. Yeah, you can beat the game. Where's your fucking pride?
Yeah, so
exactly. You can get to the destination, Dave.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? No, but
It's
here's
more
the
impressive
thing.
if you walk there.
Dave coded that image at 4:30 a.m.
Here's the thing. If you
coded it,
but even if I did code it, you guys would still call it AI slop. But here's the thing. You need to make a thumbnail for a YouTube video every week, right? If you got an artist to make a flyer of an actual Gandalf with an actual whatever and told them to make, what they would do is they would find some images online and copy them with their eye and like trace them and then color them in and work on the shadow. It would take hours of time.
Yeah.
And we'd have to pay them hours of money that we couldn't afford.
That's why I'm cool with the fact that AI looks like dog shit, because it's free, but anything that's been drawn by a person.
You know what this is? I'll give you this. You know how Netflix has thumbs up and thumbs down because of the 5 stars?
Sure.
It's the Bill Burr joke. Now he's like, orange juice after drinking orange juice after you brush your teeth, thumbs down.
Hold on. Let's see. Can we hear Ken?
Wait, do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We did it.
Yeah, I fixed it.
So you know when they switch from 5 stars from thumbs up to thumbs down on Netflix, right? And Bill Burr has the joke where it's like, drinking orange juice after brushing your teeth, thumbs down. Hitler, thumbs down. It's like you calling my thumbnail AI slop. It's like it's AI, but a slop is like a one-shot gross that looks terrible. There's got to be a spectrum.
It's all slop.
Now it seems here that Dave's feelings are hurt.
My AI slop is on the spectrum.
Dave's feelings are hurt because there was actual effort put into the prompting.
No, my feelings are not hurt. It's just it's crazy that
Dave,
you guys.
We can be honest now.
You guys, all right, fine. You know what, Hitler? Thumbs down.
You're
Orange
getting
juice
way,
after brushing your teeth,
getting way
thumbs
too
down.
invested in AI. Like you're getting too close to it, or you're.
No,
putting
you
too
guys
much
are
of
like
yourself
people
in.
that
If
would
you're
shut down the
getting to
printing
the
press.
point
If I
where
was trying to put the Bible on the printing press, you guys would show up and be like, "This is heresy."
you're just
No.
reiterating the same talking points being put forth by Sam Altman. I've heard this printing press argument about AI.
Again, you're taking an
It's
emotional
funny that
feeling
it's the
towards
AI
Sam Altman and
companies
putting
that are
it on
saying
AI. It'd be like saying to Ian, "Oh, use an electric guitar. Why don't you use a one
No,
string?
that's a false
Why don't you take
equivalent.
one string? Why don't you put one string on a stick, Ian, and pluck on
Welcome
it?
back, Ken.
Yeah,
Ian,
the AI.
take a stick, right? I want you to put one string on it and pluck on it and make music. This new electric guitar you're using, that's cheating.
Dave, I think I've solved this now. I've cracked the code.
It's a spectrum. Thank you.
No. Well, I think we're all on the fucking spectrum here, okay? But
Welcome back, Ken. Jump right in.
it's a matter of perspective of what you find to be more impressive. Now, mass printing the Bible, you have efficiency and productivity. You get the product, you get the thing you want to read. That's that in its own right, I guess. That is what it is. But what is more impressive is somebody who fucking hand writes that shit and took the insane amount of time and the insane amount of effort.
And what would you call the difference between those two things?
What's cooler?
Here's the thing.
even know about
anything
that
not
argument
being written
because-
anything not being written is slop. Then
The Bible itself is still a
which is
written
wrong.
word.
You guys know I'm right. You guys
No, we don't. No, Dave. You can't just say, "Yeah, you guys know I'm right," and then that makes you right. You're just refusing to acknowledge what we're actually saying, which is that it's cool if you like to use AI, but you need to recognize that everything AI makes is dreck. It does not produce anything like worthwhile or good.
You're literally using AI right now. The algorithm of building the StreamYard and how it gets spit out and sold to people in YouTube, it's all AI.
That's fine. I'm just saying, look,
AI, you don't
saying
understand. You hate it. And you're like, fire, pitchfork. Brr.
No,
I'm saying that the unadulterated dog shit is fine for this YouTube channel. That's fine. That's my zone,
calmer than you are, Dave.
But I just don't believe that it the Bible itself was written by a bunch of different guys, and then canonized by the Council of Nicaea, and then the reproduction of the work itself was done by the printing press, and that allowed for greater dissemination of the Bible.
Okay,
to
and
the
what if
people.
AI could
But then
on demand a Bible for everybody in the house right now?
What?
You just tell the Bible, hey, make a PDF for everybody with an email and send it to them. And AI puts it. That's slop because AI put the Bible into everybody's email.
Jesus didn't die for this.
In that
dude.
regard, AI just performed the task of distribution, which is, that's an increase of productivity in which it is like akin to the printing press.
But is it
The
that
actual
cool?
creation of any sort of like product or work or anything like the thing itself, AI.
I get it. We have to get
it doesn't make anything compelling. It just makes stuff that go where you go, this looks like AI made it.
Yeah, it's a tool.
But
I just want to say one thing. This is awesome, guys.
We love
this
you.
Is like
watching. Jump on in.
This is like watching a 4chan board just play out in front of me, dude. Like this is like three white guys just going hard about AI.
We are all friends here. We're all friends. There is no like. I just think it's a good bit to get fired up for the chat, and this is a great way to start the show. It's great entertainment.
I use it. I use AI, so I can't hate on it.
I use it too, and I made a thumbnail yesterday or a couple days
that's
ago.
What this is about.
None of us are without.
You had a different thumbnail you wanted to use for the show, and that would have been fine. It shows.
No, not for this. The one for the Thursday show for the Arena of Ideas I made.
Yeah.
But all I did was I went in AI and I said, "Can you make something that looks like Tales from the Crypt?" And it made something. I said, "That's neat."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still very much looks like AI. Where I go, this isn't like something. When I show this to people, like when they see the thumbnail, they're going to know exactly how it came to be, which is that I went into a thing and just said, "Can you make something that looks like a thing I like?" And then it cranked this out. Like it has a very distinct AI look to it. And there's nothing I've seen from AI, anything that anybody's prompted AI to do that has made me think like that it registers to me is particularly compelling or having any sort of perspective because it looks like AI.
What about AI porn?
Isn't that kind of go down that road?
That's what I just said.
Kind of compelling. When you talk about compelling, I've seen some compelling AI porn.
I've never seen it, but that is a compelling thing because there's a morality level that people talk about where because like
there's a morality.
Because it's just pixels on the screen. So people have already started talking about like, what if they make bestiality AI porn? There's no dogs or humans actually involved. It's just digital pixels or whatever, and that's a super interesting thing because if you make like a movie, you can make a movie and there can be something in it that's like necrophilia because like the writer is like trying to prove a point of like a crash part of society and whatever. But then if they were to make that and put it on the website, it becomes something different because now it's a real person interacting with it, and then people are like, "Ooh, what do we do with this?"
I guess there's a moral quandary if you ask AI to make a video of like a lady fucking her dog when you could just watch an actual white lady fuck her dog.
Exactly. Support a blue collar worker. Yeah.
Dog go to efucked.com.
I was just gonna say, so I was under the impression that all bestiality. We can skip the moral stuff. Most of us consider it, I guess, if there's a consent argument. But anyways, legally, I didn't realize that it's actually legal in certain states still. I thought that was like a across the board.
You looking for somewhere to move?
No, because I knew from Reddit and I knew just from like over the years from being suspect to it that white women were getting crazy with their dogs. But I didn't know until Big J Okerson was talking about it that there was actually videos online of women fucking actual dogs. I thought that was something that happened in like third world countries for people that.
I haven't here in the States all the time. I mean, there was that lady on Twitter for a while. What's her name? Denise Frazier.
Yeah.
He knows the name.
I do remember her. And I followed her because she was such a fun.
Something in scrambled eggs. Penis and scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Did you guys? I don't know. I don't know how old you guys are, but did you guys like grow up with like unlimited internet access and you abuse that like I did? Like you watch a lot of like beheading videos and like weird shit like that.
Stayed away.
I did, but I stayed away from it.
Yeah,
Damn,
I remember when I was a teenager, the town I lived in finally got high speed internet. And so I remember like at the time there was all the stuff coming out of like beheading videos and like 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and
Yep.
the guy would put in the jar up his ass.
Yep.
That kind of thing. And I would hear about that at school and it never sounded like anything I wanted to go look at myself. And so like there were times that somebody would like against my will spring it on me. Like they'd be like, hey, check this out. And
exactly.
That hyperlink trick where they're like, hey, click on this. And you're like, oh
yeah. Or just
fuck meat spin.
Or the original where it's like before anybody knew, before it had gotten around like what Lemon Party actually was, like before everybody knew it, somebody would tell you just like, hey, go to lemonparty.org, and you'd be like, okay. And you key it in and go, it's just a bunch of old guys blowing each other.
I'm old enough that my buddies like we're like, hey, we're all going to Pete's house after high school. He got a videotape. We're gonna watch Faces of Death. And they had a VHS of Faces of Death. And I was like, yeah, I'm not interested. And they're like, why are you being a pussy? And I was just like, I don't want to see it because then I'm going to like know that it exists. So it doesn't really exist in the world to me and not watching it. And I don't know why I felt like that. Maybe my mom made me into a little pussy boy. But I never watched 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I never watched, I did see the asshole fall out from the squatter.
Turns out fake poop.
What's the pink sock guy? Because I did powerlifting, for a long time.
Pink sock is just a prolapsed ass.
Yeah, remember the guy though that squats in the suit rips open and his butthole
falls out of his butt.
I did see that one, but it's because like I was surrounded by powerlifters that were constantly like
you were all having to push each other's pink socks back.
Yeah, I had to go walk up. What you do is you get under them and you get your penis and you get it erect and you go up and then it grabs the skin and pushes it back into. And then you have to be like,
so because the penis is the perfect shape for pushing.
Yeah, it's just guys helping each other out.
So I think, by the way, just to offer some contrition here, I think maybe in Lord of the Rings, the race of man sometimes refers to hobbits as halflings.
Thank you. I
don't know.
I didn't get to look it up yet, but I did say earlier that they were halflings, and
because halflings is sort of a catch-all term that's used in a bunch of fantasy stuff.
So is halfling like human, and hobbit is like ethnicity.
In the well scene where they're all like camping and they back up and they knock something into the well and it makes noise and like crap. Now we have to go. They know where we are. Never bring halfling. I thought they said never bring halflings with you in that scene.
I think maybe because the hobbits themselves don't call each other halflings.
Maybe it's their N word.
Yeah, so halfling would be the N word to hobbits.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like you using it.
Yeah, well, I do think it's funny. Ken might not know this, but the joke for me was that you have hobbit feet in the post that I put up.
I have hobbit feet myself.
Yeah. I have hobbit feet.
It was killing me earlier today because I went on a hike, a little nature walk, and I walked like 4 miles, and it was just like not relentless, nonstop pain the entire time in my my right foot. I fractured it several years ago, and I asked the doctor at the time, like, what causes fracture? And he said, your foot's just shaped like really bad. So what the hell was that?
That's gonna be the scene. I haven't watched it yet. Sorry.
Well, anyway, so I asked him, but the doctor was like, yeah, just the way your foot is shaped, you're putting the stress in all the wrong places, and just after enough time, one of your bones finally cracked.
Ugh.
And so I had to wear one of them little boots for a while, but ever since then, my right foot has just been in like constant pain. for like a day, over a decade. It's been like this. So that's why I gotta have the Dr. Scholl's, and I just have to grit my teeth through it because my hobby.
I'm sorry. When is that? Did that kind of be fixed, or is it still like that?
Well, it can be mitigated with like regular physical therapy. Like if I do enough stretching and walking, and all that, I can like make it manageable. I wear the Dr. Scholl's, that thing. But as far as like actually fixing it, one of the doctors I talked to he said there is an extremely expensive, invasive surgery that can be done that would require 6 months of recovery for each foot. So he's like, so you'll be out of commission for like a year.
You might as well get height surgery at that point, dude.
Yeah, might as well go to Turkey and add a few inches.
Maybe after Brian Johnson finishes fixing his wife's pussy on Twitter, he can figure out a way to get a drink that fixes your feet. Because we're all going to live to 150 years old. So you're going to need like a drink that you take every morning and your feet get perfect.
Yeah, I mean, if there was, I'd be willing to just take like Oxycontin. Yeah, like, that'd be fine. It'd be fine with me. Like if I could just take like some sort of pain medication that'll basically cancel out the pain, like it would render it a non-issue, then that's also fine with me.
Yeah. I think you'll get better now that you're like shedding shirt sizes.
I think when I lose enough weight, I won't be putting as much pressure on it.
Can we watch this 42-second clip here? And I don't know if this is it, but I didn't want to watch it and spoil it. But
all right, well, folks,
this is when he alerts the Moria. No, wakes up Moria.
Well, folks, it's Saturday night. Cornfed. Our guest Ken Wood is here. Ian Ryder is also here, and we're talking about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So this is the scene I remember, and so my imagination might have made all this up, but I thought they should never bring a halfling with you. But I also watched this with now I'm remembering I watched this with my D&D friends. So maybe somebody made that as a joke.
There's a race of Hobbit-like creatures in Dungeons and Dragons. They can't call them hobbits in D&D, so they're called halflings.
Halflings are just like how you're not supposed to say mulatto
just
anymore.
Just go ahead and hit play. Let's see if this is it.
Let's. Whatever happens, this is a dope scene.
No, this isn't.
No, this is. Well, guys.
Well, no. So guys, that didn't do any. That didn't elucidate anything.
So, guys, go watch The Lord of the Rings, beginning to end, and then super chat at us at the Halflings or Hobbits, so we can figure that out.
Speaking of, we do have. Oh, I wanted to get back to this. So, Ken, can you shout out Sumo Dog?
Shout out Sumo Dog. Hell yeah. Shout out Sumo Dog. My dog, Sumo Dog.
Thank you.
That's my dog. We go way back.
AI will never replace Sumo Dog.
Yeah.
And $5 from C4 Kleber. It's slop because no one will pay for the phone. People will pay for a printed book because a printing press has a barrier to entry. Thank you, C4 Kleber. Folks, keep the super chats coming.
Yes.
Well, Ken, thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this. I appreciate having you here. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to get into it. What's your favorite flavor of Gatorade?
Shit, the blue.
Good answer.
Gotta be blue.
Dude, he nailed it on all fronts. He nailed it on all fronts.
Second is orange.
Ooh.
And then everything else is kind of after that.
Nice.
So we tell every guest this, but I blew this question because the correct answer is the color, but I said grape, fierce grape, and they're like, "Who says the color? Who knows the color?" and everybody
the actual name.
Yeah.
I just had a red right before this.
Oh, now I can ask Ken and Ian since they're both here, because my question is music, the message or the vibe?
Dude, I'm a narcissist, so I'm gonna go with the message.
I like
I like a deep song. I like a fucking song that's kind of epic and like has some meaning or some passion behind it. Like my favorite Kendrick Lamar song is Blacker the Berry. It's basically like a black nationalist song. It's
well, you are from
he just sounds
Detroit,
passionate.
right? Yeah, a lot of black berries around you in Detroit, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make the message a
on the
vibe.
border.
You what?
Make the message the vibe.
Yeah.
I can't really understand lyrics anyway. Like most songs, I don't know what anyone's actually saying, so I just want it to sound cool. It's like if it sounds interesting, then it's a good song. And then
Turd McGee got me down a rabbit hole this week. I revisited Turd McGee.
Who is that?
Oh, you know
Turd McGee from Twitter.
Oh, okay.
He's like a racist live chat guy, desk. But anyways, from I just know him from Gas Digital and Skankfest. But he got me. People were posting their top concerts they went to, top 10 concerts they've been to, and one of his was Bad Religion, and he got me back on Bad Religion. And the guy that wrote it, I'm sure you guys know, he was like a professor and stuff. And that is similar to what it's kind of crazy because I don't love the message in all the songs, but I do love the music and how intelligent the songs are and done.
Those boys can harmonize.
I have such a love-hate relationship with that band, but I would say about once a month I put on 21st Century Digital Boy and rock out to that. And
such a red digital boy.
Yeah. But that's one of the ones that, if you're into lyrics, you can just get lost, looking stuff up, listening to them. You need an encyclopedia and a dictionary.
No, dude, I be listening to K-pop. There's no way for me to know what anyone's saying, and it still sounds.
You mean the Starbucks treat?
Okay, well, I eat some cake pops while I listen to K-pop. Yeah, those cake pops are good at Starbucks. That's a good little treat.
I've never had one. They're good.
They're good. Yeah,
great.
They go great with also extremely sugary coffee drink.
Nice old frappuccino.
Yeah, frappuccino and a cake pop, and then you take a nap because you just ate 100 grams of sugar.
Yep, the Mocha Cookie Crumble Frappuccino is my go-to.
Really?
Yeah, that's the whitest girl thing about me. That's the whitest thing about me.
Crumble Frappuccino.
Yeah,
that sounds incredible.
Well, the last time I was at Starbucks, the last time I ordered a Frappuccino was a few months ago, and I got the caramel ribbon crunch.
Ooh,
that's my go-to.
Yeah, that's a good one. Usually, my go-to order at Starbucks because I don't want to, I can't always get Frappuccinos because there's so much sugar in them. So I'll do just like an iced latte with oat milk. This seems like it's maybe healthier.
I'm Kevin Leary when it comes Dennis Leary when it comes Dennis Leary when it comes to
when it comes to coffee.
Yeah, so next to my house there's a Dunkin' Donuts, a Starbucks that just got there, and then a grocery store called Market Basket. And I can go in for $1.50 to the grocery store, and they have a full cafe. It's like a cost lead leader or whatever it's called.
A loss leader.
Loss leader. Thank you. And so I can go in there
at Costco.
They don't allow you to tip too. So even if I wanted to tip, which I do, they don't allow it. So you go in there and you can get fresh coffee. So I pay $2 for a large ice with the almond milk and sugar. So I can never go back.
The secret with Starbucks, you gotta get the Starbucks app, and then you order everything on the app, and then you get reward points.
Yeah,
and it all pays for itself.
How do you deal with taxes on that with the point system?
I don't know I don't know if is there capital gains on Starbucks reward points.
Well, you're making it sound like you're all tied up in your Starbucks.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not exactly liquid right now. All my money, my assets are in Starbucks reward points. So I'm only, I'm only.
I can't afford not to eat cake pops.
I have a few $100s on paper, but if I was actually to try and access that, I would have to liquidate my Starbucks reward points.
Yeah, liquidate it right into coffee.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Do you guys do granulated sugar or liquid sugar when you're getting your coffees? Like when you get your summer hot iced coffees, they can do liquid.
Whatever they put in it. I guess. I
don't ask.
I guess they use like pumps of sugar, like the liquid stuff.
Well, they have most places have. Yeah, so they do have the flavored stuff. But even if you're just getting like an iced coffee and you want sugar and milk, you can get liquid sugar, which is like it. So they don't even need to melt that. Or
that's
some
for
people
the barista to decide. That's not me doing that.
To melt the sugar, so they put the sugar in first, then a little bit of hot coffee. They stir it up for you. Then they add. I mean, they pay $200K for their degree. You got to at least let them, show their intelligence off on the way.
This is like such a boomer line of thinking to be like, oh, these dumb baristas who they went to college.
I appreciate the barista.
Yeah, it's like to besmirch a college education.
Them. I'm saying you don't push them hard enough. They're educated, intelligent people that can work different types of sugars. They can melt it. They put it in there. They know to put the hot coffee in. They know to put the liquid. They know the granulated sugar. Well, there's a different style because if the granulated sugar sits at the bottom, some people like to suck it up in a straw to get like the granules. Other people like the whole drink to have it saturated.
If I'm at a diner, and I get a cup of coffee and I decide I want to put sugar in it, I'll put the sugar in first so it melts, and then I'll add the milk or whatever. But if I've never, when I'm ordering like a fancy coffee drink, like a latte or a whatever, it's like that's for the barista does that. And I think they just use like a simple syrup. They use some sort of liquid sugar for those, but that's not my decision. I just want, iced coffee, hazelnut, and then they do it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
Do we want to? We're 50 minutes in. Let's pull up Ken's and Ian's. I got some of it queued here.
Well, hold on. I have a question for Ken. It's $2 super chat. Yeah. Ken, when was the last time you lost your mojo?
Ooh,
God, that's a good question.
Well, that's paid $2. I mean,
brutal.
Being from Detroit, especially being out in Austin, I take pride from that. And I walked a black crowd a couple months ago. Like some black people got up and left after my stand-up. And that was like one of the first times that's ever happened to me. I'm sure there's been other times that I probably blacked out. But and here's the thing. It wasn't necessarily going well, but there was one joke. And right before I went on stage, I had a couple beers, and a friend of mine was like, he noticed that it was a more urban crowd. And he was like, he's like, oh, you're from Detroit. You got this. Because he's also from Detroit. This is my friend Ronnie Rohrbeck. Very funny comedian. But then I'm like, Ronnie, I'm going to do the Lizzo joke. And he's like, don't do that. He's like, don't do that. I'm like, Ronnie, I got to do it. I got to do the Lizzo joke. And I did the Lizzo joke. It did not go well. And a good amount of them got up. Wait, what'd you say?
Do you want to try it here?
Oh, yeah. No, sure. Go ahead. Okay, so there's a couple stuff leading up to this, obviously, but Lizzo is so fat and black, her thighs are deep fried, her ribs are baby back, and her neck is sauteed under a police officer's kneecap.
Ooh,
rhyme.
It was kind of sped up or whatever, different ways, but like
I like that. I definitely like the rib stuff. I get the picture you're building. Yeah.
But I know, especially because I've filmed this joke before, I know it's a really bad one. And especially like it's all about time and place and everything. And maybe in front of this a crowd where you're already not necessarily doing well. But that's the last time I lost my mojo, I feel like. But there's probably been other times.
Well, hey, I'll say this, the silver lining of that story is that the wait staff at that club got the same amount of tips as they would have had they stayed.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, this is a good segue because everybody was bringing you up. I hadn't seen the new news show that you guys do.
Oh, no.
So yeah, we can bring this up. Go over here. So this is Ken.
This is Ken's
Yeah,
thing.
so this is Ken's link tree. You can go follow him over on X, the everything app at _wood95. He's got a lot of followers over there. So that's where is that where the action's going?
Kind of, dude. Twitter sucks, man. Twitter has opened so many doors for me over the years, but dude, Twitter is.
Yeah.
I could go on for fucking days about this, but I'm really trying to build the Instagram up, dude. Instagram 1.4 million views in the past month. TikTok is 871,000.
Say
TikTok, I almost hit 1 million.
TikTok here at 7 Dads with an ass TV.
Does anyone know how to get rid of this shadow ban on TikTok? As you can see, I was hitting a hot streak. Dude, do I have to? I hit 871,000 people, and now I'm hitting nobody.
So I saw something from that. Do you know about that guy who just recently lost his mind? Flesh Simulator?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, there's this guy who blew up on TikTok for a while, and then he got a big YouTube channel or whatever. And he used to make pretty fun videos. He calls himself Flesh Simulator, and then something happened recently where he went crazy and started becoming schizophrenic. But before that, he did a really interesting video about TikTok where he had this huge following, was getting tons of views on TikTok, and then it started bottlenecking, and then it just eventually he just hit a wall where he was getting nothing. And so he did a whole YouTube video breaking it down, how the TikTok algorithm works and how the monetization works or whatever. And then he showed here's the account that my big account. I just posted this video. It's stuck at 100 views. And then here's a brand new account I just made with the exact same video, and it's already at 5,000 views. Okay. So he was according to him, that's really the only kind of way you can work around a shadow ban is just to employ multiple accounts.
Because I just built my TikTok account from 0 to 5,500 followers since February, making slop. So I know a couple of tricks to get around some things, but I don't know how to get around a shadow ban.
Dude, but my problem is everything I do is dark humor, and it's in some way it's dark or dirty.
Oh, it's all black jokes.
Yeah, it's maybe the black joke.
Here's what I would do. So first of all, are you editing your videos on TikTok? Or are you editing elsewhere and putting them on TikTok?
I'm editing on Adobe Premiere and then CapCut.
Yeah. So what I would do as you upload them, go to the captions and turn on captions and have TikTok grab the captions. And so you already have your captions, which is fine. Have TikTok grab them and then just drag them off the screen. And so then the algorithm picks up the captions and the words you're using, so it knows who to send them to, but they're not on the screen. So you can still use your captions there, and then put the title and the description of what you're doing and writing on the screen again, and just drag it off the screen. The algorithm doesn't know, but it reads that stuff. So that's one trick that I do with videos that have been edited elsewhere, because they want you to do everything on the TikTok app.
I'll tell you this, that
X, annoying, I know.
X, formerly Twitter, it does suck.
Yeah,
for sure.
It does.
It's so negative. It's dark.
Yeah, since Elon bought it, it definitely has had a big right-wing shift, and it seems to have gotten more crazy and aggressive in the years since he bought it.
But I would say it went really downhill around COVID. That's when that's when I noticed my account starting to the reach starting to dwindle. Elon bought it, and it was a glimmer of hope for a year, just because the algorithm was a little more open, in my opinion. You could quote an article and kind of and put a joke there and kind of force your way into the algorithm. But now it just fucking sucks, dude. So I don't know.
It's tricky because
I know Libs of TikTok had a fucking a $50,000 business account with them or something like that. So if companies are having these big accounts, I'm fucked. Just about everyone's fucked.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say actually maybe not, but I don't know. For me, Twitter has always been mostly just a point of misery for in my life that I try to use as a tool or some way to get people to pay attention to me, and then I can like funnel them to other endeavors, you know. But like posting on there a lot of times feels like an exercise in futility. But I've had some success with it as of late, because there is a new head of development there that says that he's like working on retooling the algorithm so that just more actual people, like organic content creators, are getting the engagement.
And I will say this, like 2 months ago, I reached like 2.3 million people within a month. So that was my hottest month straight. So maybe it's because of that, but like I used to be like, I really like wanted people to go to my account and get like see like written jokes like 6-7 years ago and not see too many pictures. But now if you go, now if you go to my account, it's like all memes and it's just kind of slop, and it feels slop,
Oh,
and everything
slop
about
is
Twitter
the
feels slop.
moneymaker on there. That's what I was going to say. Is that
Recently,
like,
it seems like everything went towards videos, though. Like
they are trying to prioritize video content on X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, they need to really bad, because I don't even post my podcast clips to Twitter, and that's what's getting all my views on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, so. I really don't even know. Like every now and then it's the shit that I don't put any thought into. Like if I just have like, you know, I open my phone and I just have like a dumb thing that I shit out, and then I'll check it like an hour later and it'll be at like 2 million views already, and I'll be like, all right, for whatever reason that caught on. And the cool thing about it now, at least, is with the financialization of everything, is I pay for the premium, so my account is monetized, and they have been paying me more. Like just this month, I've made, for the month of May altogether, I made like $575 just posting on Twitter. Yeah. I was like, that's like pretty good supplemental income. It's like nothing to sneeze at. So
the only post that I have on Twitter, so I have like 2 or 3 big accounts that have like over 100K that follow me. And if I post something and they're the first person to like it, then it sends it to everybody's algorithm and I actually get some traction. Everything else gets stuck around like 10 likes or less. So they definitely reward bigger accounts, because even a bigger account liking your post sends it into other people's feeds.
Oh, Justin Wang has made the careers of so many people.
Yeah, well, I think what's happening is like the one that I saw, because I watched him grow his account and I used to hang out in his spaces trying to learn. It was Liberty Memes, I think. He's like a dog or something.
There's a talking dog.
I don't know if it's called
got a dog that figured out how to post.
Yeah, it's like a dog with it's the meme of the building on fire dog.
Oh, the immigrants need to go back home.
No, you know the dog's sitting on the table and it's like
build the roads.
Everything's on fire around it. I think it's
take the country back for the white man.
That's not libertarians, but anyways, it's the dog that sits on the table with the fire around him.
Oh yeah, this is fine.
Anyways, so he grew his account, but I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. But all they basically did was like, they just shared and tweeted each other's stuff and liked and commented multiple times under each other's stuff. And then they created like an MLM where if you're in the spaces, grow your account by going to these 10 people that I'm showing you here and being their reply guy. And if they start liking you, they'll give you likes and retweets so you can build your account. So they basically like holding likes and retweets above their head to get the impressions from all these people. So I was like, I don't want to be part of a Twitter MLM that I don't even get paid for. But so I think there is people, especially in third world countries, that have put together like networks where they might even have 20 different accounts that are liking and retweeting.
Well, that's what this Nikita guy said they're trying to fix, basically, so that all these like engagement farming operations out of Nigeria and India and all that are not being rewarded for that anymore. So like those accounts, their payouts are getting decreased, and then people like I've seen it just like I said in my own account where I'm getting paid more. So it does seem like they're redirecting people's attention and the money. It's all a fucking cesspit anyway. It's like we're all just desperately trying to please this monolith that is the algorithm. That's who we work for now. So it's just like, we kind of we basically just like worship and do rituals at the altar of the algorithm, hoping that it blesses us.
It's
especially
crazy
if you're trying to do anything like as a comedian or a podcaster or whatever. It's just like, I hope the algorithm likes this.
No, literally.
It's crazy because like when you take any of us here, right, that are trying to make content online, there is an audience out there for us. There's 1,000 to 2,000 people that would love to, as much as the audience here hates me, there is people out there that like me.
Come on now.
And you know what I mean? And so it is crazy that like you would think that the advertisers would want to get new people in front of people that want to see them and get a percentage of that interaction of putting those people together, because there's so many people online that they all can't watch one show. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why they keep bottlenecking them towards certain people.
There's always, my thing is, there's always going to be a gatekeeper, whether it's like some fucking guy in a suit with a cigar in a studio in Burbank or a fucking algorithm. There's always just some sort of regulatory body in place that you got to like, you know, work with or have to go through to, and it's, you know, it's not ideal, but it's like, that's just is what it is. But it's, I will say it's nice nowadays that like you can just be anywhere. You just post stuff on the internet, and if the algorithm shines upon you, then, you know, it works.
Well, I know
you don't have to like uproot your entire life and move to Los Angeles or New York or wherever and hump it there. You could just like, you know, like there's this guy we watched some of it yesterday on the stream I did yesterday. That guy, M&J Metals. He's some like cross-eyed. He kind of looks like you, Dave. He's bald. He's got a
handsome guy, intelligent.
And he just lives in like a wood shack somewhere in like the woods of Canada. And he makes these videos where he just mixes.
That sounds awesome. Real ass.
Yeah, but he just makes these videos where he mixes Pepsi with different kinds of hot sauce and ice cream or whatever. And
that guy does not look like me. I heard Robbie say that. That does not look like me.
But he has 500.
Everybody go unfollow Robbie Goodwin right now.
The point is 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it has been decentralized and democratized, like with the opportunities that are available to all of us, and so that in a way that is nice. But there's always going to be just speed bumps and things we got to work around or deal with. There's always going to be some sort of a friction. Nothing in this life worth doing. It comes easy, especially the sacred art of comedy.
I do think that they're trying to promote the people that they feel like they can control and suppress the people that they can't, because even like Ken was just saying about his stuff, you got to go where it's easier. So he's getting promoted on Instagram, so he'll keep making more and more material for Instagram. But like you go on to TikTok and it's not working. So it's like, why are certain platforms? I know that they're different, but it's like if thousands of people like me here, how come I go over here and only 25 people like me? And there's no, everybody on this app hates me, but everybody on this app likes me to this percentage. It's just strange to me. So it's definitely controlled, and it's not a merit-based community.
We got a super chat though here. This is a question for Ken, $5 from Little Goblin Fella. Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight, Ken? Have you ever done that?
Too many times, to be honest with you. I'm from Metro Detroit, man. We're too many times.
Oh, how long did you live in Detroit?
Like all my life, up until 10 months ago. Like,
so you recently moved to Austin?
Yeah, like 10 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for Ken, actually, because now knowing that you're a lifer in Detroit, what are your thoughts on Toledo?
Dude, Dave Crumbly, shout out Dave Crumbly of Toledo. He puts on some of the best rooms in Ohio or Michigan in Toledo. But Toledo's weird. It kind of reminds me of just very, not necessarily Detroit, but like a suburb of Detroit, where it's like kind of ghetto. That is the consensus. Yeah, kind of ghetto, kind of like not ghetto, but not nice at the same. Like the parts I've been to haven't necessarily been nice, but they haven't been too ghetto. But then I don't know, it's weird. But Dave Crumbly runs amazing rooms like almost every night in Toledo. Yeah, did you hear about the bomb threat that just happened there from the comedian?
Not dude. There's been bomb threats everywhere. So I'm from the
Toledo you were
area.
there. You were there on stage.
No, it was my friend. It was my friend. Well, acquaintance. I shouldn't say that. Get investigated. My acquaintance got really drunk and called in a bomb threat to the Toledo Mudhens Stadium when he was doing a Dave Crumbly show, and he just got arrested on federal terrorism charges.
That's a federal crime.
Hey, so
yeah, dude.
We just
Toledo's hot right now on bomb threats. Are the zoo got fucking bomb threats? Like,
did they really? Jesus.
Yeah.
We just got a bunch here in New Hampshire. It's been all over the news.
Really?
Yeah.
People are going crazy.
He's going to jail.
We got a couple of teen invasions here too. You guys get teen invasions in your area?
Some rowdy teens. Dude, I'm from Detroit. I a lot of rowdy teens.
Well, that's what I want to say. I looked up Seven Dads TV, and I wasn't familiar with that, but I do remember watching your most popular video on your YouTube channel, which is What White People Do in Detroit. I remember that from like a couple years back. Seeing that go around the internet, within the comedy community. You guys go watch it. I'm not gonna. I mean, I would if Ken wasn't here, I would bring it up on air. But I don't know if you want to watch your own 9-year-old.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't at all. Thank you for asking.
But go over to Ken. It's Seven Dads TV 292 on YouTube, and watch some of his stuff. But if you watch some of his old videos, that's the one that I remember was the white people living in Detroit.
How do you Ken, how do you like Austin?
Dude, I love it. Like I know a lot of people talk shit about it, but like 2 years ago I was like I was really determined to move to New York, and being out here is just like it's just better living quality. Like it really is. Like I'm a little bit away from the city and it's not as dirty. You know what I'm saying?
You're in Round Rock?
No, I'm kind of close to there, but like it's like 20 minutes outside of downtown, still Austin, but like on border of like other shit.
I like
and it's just like compared to Detroit, it's just so much better of a city. I mean, like for comedians, I mean, we could get into a debate if it's the best comedy city in the world. Because I know everybody's been fucking talking shit about it, but like there's enough open mics, there's enough live shit to do, there's enough nature stuff to do. The food is amazing. I've gained like 15 pounds since I've been out here, and I've worked out like every day, so it's fucking insane.
Austin's a lovely,
it's awesome.
It's a nice city. Because of a number of things that have happened there, it gets talked about as like a comedy town now.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, I grew up in the Dallas Fort Worth area.
Okay.
So I've been out to Austin a bunch.
And
and when I started doing comedy, so I did comedy in DFW for a long time, and then I would go to Austin here and there. I always thought, but before it became what it is now, this was like years and years ago, before it was like an entertainment hub. It was back in the day. It was just there was a comedy scene there, but it was more like like local, just like an independent, kind of grassroots thing. And I always thought it was like a fun place to do stand up. I'd go to those. I don't know if they still do them, but there used to be shows at that place, Kick Butt Coffee. I don't know.
I haven't been there, but I know of the place.
Yeah, those were fun. And I've always enjoyed like just being in Austin. It's a cool town.
I haven't spent much. Too.
Do what?
A lot of live music too. Like just a lot of stuff to do other than that.
It is. It is a good place. It's always been a great place for just live entertainment. It's just now there's more like actual industry there, so it gets talked about in that regard. But I mean, there's always been tons of like really cool live venues and shows going on there.
It's gonna keep growing too. Like I'm meeting so many people that are moving here, and I met some like I'm gonna say industry people because I don't know if they're legit, but like they were from LA and they were just like very adamant that everything's gonna keep moving here from LA. And if you look at the makeup of the city where like the comedy hub is of 6th Street, it's like a lot of comedies in the downtown area and it's kind of spread out a little bit, but like how they're building the highway even by my house, I'm like, this place is gonna just really expand more and more over the next 20 years because I know most of the highway is like I know it's completely changed over the last 20 years from what I've heard from the locals. So like it's going to be interesting, and it's probably going to get pretty bad. In 30 years, it's going to be Los Angeles. It's going to be the Texas.
It might
Los
be
Angeles
because there is a lot of incentive to move to Austin now because now that there's like more actual industry there now. It's growing as like an actual city, like a desirable place to live, and because of Texas, there's no state income tax, so that was probably like drawing a lot of people to because like the other city that people are like flocking to is Nashville. Also, no state income tax.
And the prices of the houses went way up there because I almost did move there because I just wanted a change of pace. And I went looking at stuff. And I was like, oh, it's got really expensive really quick around Nashville. There's other parts of Tennessee are very reasonable, but Nashville got really expensive.
I mean, look, I did the New York thing until I lost my damn mind and had to go away for a while. But New York is cool as shit. It's just you do have to drastically lower your standards for living. Like the place where you sleep at night, you have to be cool with that being much different than what you're used to. But you don't spend any time there. It's just like this is where I go Betty by at the end of the day. Most of my time is spent outside in the streets of New York. And then so then you once you can like contextualize that, you're cool living in like a little rat infested matchbox.
I was talking to somebody who started there, like moved from the small place to the city, and they were like, yeah, my living quarters sucked, but I didn't matter. I woke up every day, my laptop was at Starbucks, I wrote there, I did everything there, and then you're not, and then you after your day's over, you go back home, you sleep in your little hovel, and then you do the same thing in the morning. And you leave the house right away.
You can always work your way out of that. You can always at some point in your life make more money, and then go to live in a nice place. But I did do the thing where my first apartment, it was in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, on the Caribbean side. So it's a neighborhood that's kind of divided between you have the Jewish side of it where all the money is. And then like all the Caribbean and West Indies side, which is like the less than desirable place of Crown Heights, and that's just where all the like poor people live. Pretty much,
the landlords and the renters.
Yeah, pretty much. I lived off the Utica stop, so like when I would talk to people, like one time I was having a conversation with Mark Norman actually, and I was telling him like, I just moved here. And he's like, oh, where you live? And I said, I go Crown Heights. He's like, oh, Crown Heights, that's the first neighborhood I moved to. What stop you off of? And I go Utica. And he goes, ugh. And everyone I talked to that I said that to, they were like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I guess. But that apartment was that apartment I lived in had been taken over before I even got there. It had been taken over by rats. And I didn't realize that even in New York, it's not exactly acceptable to have just like a bunch of rats in your apartment. I thought like when I got there, I was like, well, there's rats. It's a city known for its rats. So I guess it makes sense that my apartment would have a bunch of them in it. But then other people that came over and that I talked to said, this is unacceptable to live like this.
Yeah. I had a house.
You're going to get really sick.
I had a house like that. I had a house where I had to keep all my food in the fridge and like in glass containers. If you even just like left bread on the stove and turned the lights off for a second, there'd be like a dozen mice because they allowed pets in the building. And it was strictly do not leave cat or dog food out because it'll do. And like the whole place was infested in the walls. And like by the end of it, I was like, I just have to leave here. I made one of those buckets where you put the hole in the top and the food in the middle and they go and the thing slides like this and all the mice go inside the bucket so they stay alive, like a vegan mouse trap. And I was like, I got to catch these like 2 or 3 mice that are probably in my house. I can tell because I kept having dreams they were crawling on me. And then I was like, maybe they really are crawling on me. I left the bucket out for one night. When I came downstairs to open it, it was just full with like 25 mice and they were crawling on each other trying to get out of the bucket. And I was like, this is insane.
That's kind of what it's like.
I gotta move out of here. Yeah,
like doing comedy is like that.
Mice in a bucket.
Fucking mice in a bucket crawling all over each other. No one has any hope of actually escaping.
So,
but I'll say this though, that like, Austin's a good town, and at least my time in New York, as difficult as that place is, I did accomplish something that I was trying to do, and I have I got myself noticed. I got an audience on the internet. I did something good, and so it did provide for me something. I don't know. It wasn't all for naught, but I'm not I'm not against Austin either. That's a cool place, and I got a lot of friends there, and they got good. I like that ice cream place. Amy's Ice Cream is good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, there's like a few. There's a couple in the city. There's one on. I think there's one in South Congress. I think there might be another one on 6th Street. But they got this Mexican vanilla ice cream. It's got cinnamon in it. It's really good.
So, it has spicy. Okay. Is it spicy?
It's not spicy. No. It's Mexican. Well, why would it?
So I can never have it. It always has beef gelatin. I don't do beef gelatin, but I always see this Faygo candy. And it's like Mexican candy, and it's basically just sweet candy, but that has hot spice on it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, the chili powder.
That stuff is delicious.
Might have that. Yeah.
No, Mexican vanilla. Okay. There's vanilla that's grown in Mexico, so it's just Mexican vanilla. But then the ice cream at Amy's also has a little bit of cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah, I just made some ice cream. I have the Ninja Creamy, and I just made a chocolate ice cream and put cinnamon on top. It was good. As far as the comedy stuff, I grew up outside of Boston, and Boston was huge comedy back then. And people would like really try to get their comedy going in Boston, and then they work their way to Providence because the RI Comedy Connection was really good, which was a connection to New York because the New York guys would come in. And Boston has since they got a couple of good clubs there now. Nick's is like a small club, and then Laugh Boston or whatever. But Boston's pretty much dead, and Philly is like the new Boston, and it's closer for everybody within that New Jersey triangle. But even New Jersey's starting to pick up now after the pandemic because people move there. So that whole New York triangle is really tough to beat with like LA or Austin because you have the two feeding grounds of New Jersey and Philly outside of all the New York clubs, and they got so much structure. I don't think one's better than the other. It's just that they've been setting up like framework for so long.
Yeah, I think New York is probably the best comedy scene. I'll say it. Like it seems like the mic structure and just having the industry there, and like you said, Philly, New Jersey.
You go up 5-6 times a night. You can
in Austin, you can do that sometimes, but like it's just I don't know. It's definitely number 4. I'm not going to say it's better than even Chicago, but I think it has so much potential to keep growing. But you also have Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston right there that bring in a lot. And then I've met so many people that come here on comedy vacation for Kill Tony and fucking shit.
Dude, I went there and didn't like 6th Street, so I was like, not going to do this. But Rogan's Club's already brought like Rebecca Trent's down there right now. She's got the Creek in the Cave down there and a couple of other clubs. So I think it'll, like you're saying, it'll grow more as because there's more and more people to fill spots down there. Yeah.
Because right in that little circle, you have Creek in the Cave, Mothership, Sunset's right down there. Roscoe's is on the east side, like a 20-minute walk that way. And then you also have Black Rabbit, Velveeta Room that are like comedy rooms. And there's a couple more. And then everything else is bars that a lot of them have open mics. And I like one of my friends said that when he moved down here that it was a bigger explosion. Like I think he's been down here 2 or 3 years. And he said every single bar had an open mic when he first moved down here.
Yeah.
But if you've been in comedy for so long, you know that shitty open mics do not really make bars money, and they piss off people. And if it's not
they're worthless. That was my experience in New York. Like I heard all that. I heard all that shit for years. Like, oh, you can go up 5, 6, 7 times a night. And I did that for a little while. Thank you, 6, 7.
I got you, boo.
He's like falling off the screen, and you just see.
I remember stressing myself out about that, being like, I gotta hustle, I gotta work on the craft or whatever. And I was doing that. And then after a while, I hit a wall where I said, this does not feel productive at all. I'm going into these empty fucking rooms performing for just a bunch of other people waiting to do comedy. Yeah. And I'm paying for it sometimes. And it feels like I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not fucking actually like progressing in anything at all. So I mean, as far as like open mics, you know, I guess it's where you cut your teeth. It's like a good opportunity to like learn how to be funny or learn how to write a joke. After a while, though, I feel like you squeeze as much as you can out of it, where it's like, yeah, there's really no value to an open mic, and now it's on me to put forth the effort or do the work to actually get booked at a real club for a show. Yeah, which is like pretty much impossible. It's difficult
with comedy, and I know you guys try to do this a little bit. Like within music, I used to go to the open mics, and even though I did like punk, I would go sing a cappella. I would just like go up and just sing a punk song with no music. And a lot of people would do this. And it was like a scene. And when you met people, like, hey, let's all reach out to like,
it sounds like it sucks, dude.
You and get a thing. No, you meet like 3 or 4 other bands and you say, let's reach out.
Dude, if I was at an open mic and somebody just started singing punk music a cappella, I'd be so fucking mad. I'd be like, yo, this is
I mean, it was an artsy scene and people are doing art and people get up. But anyways, you would talk to other music people that were there and say, oh, I like you. I like what you did. Let's go reach out to this club. And why don't the 4 of us reach out and say the 4 of us want to do a show? And that's how we would get up the work. And it's unfortunate, like 4 guys in an open mic can't say, hey, we're not headliners, but what if the 4 of us go to this club and say, we want to do a show tonight? And maybe with the 4 of us, we can bring in enough people and we'll all do 15 minutes together. Like, I know there's some of that goes on, but
this must be an East Coast thing or a Boston thing, because music in the old corn-fed Midwest, it ain't like that at all.
I'm just
picturing a cappella, oi, oi, oi. And
no, that's not what I did. So I was talking to some guys online in the thread about the music stuff that went on. And we were just talking about how awesome the art scene was in Providence. It's one thing that I really miss about not living in Providence is here at RISD. So you had a lot of people into art that wanted to come to live shows. But like I knew an open mic on a Monday that would have like 15 different bands on it, and you could go in and hang out and network. Another one on Tuesday and just see like different types of art. You know what I mean? And people would get up and do mics. I've talked about this on the show, and it was like rough because like it's all like people playing music, and then a guy goes up to try to do 5 minutes, and they're new, so they don't address it. They don't say, "Hey, I know this is weird that a metal band just went on, but I'm trying to drive 5, so tell me what to think." They would just go into it, and people like, "What the fuck?" People would be like, for the first 2 minutes, they're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And then he's doing his closer, and they don't like him, so they don't laugh. But like it was fun to watch. But I don't know, maybe it was the scene or maybe it was the time. We didn't have the internet to compare everything to. So like that was a big event to go out and run in and talk to people. And you literally didn't have chairs. You would have couches. So you would just sit down on a couch with strangers. There'd be like multiple couches in the place. It was like a hang, and they'd have big tables that you put your drinks at, and the music was there in the bucket. And you know,
Ken, I got a question though. Like what? So since we're talking about this, do you get to work at any of the clubs?
No, not really. No, I'm booked for the funniest person in Austin on Cap City in August. But other than that, I mean, like the clubs here are kind of weird because like the Mothership obviously tough as fuck to get into.
Sure.
I did the Mothership open mic, and it went amazing. And it went fucking amazing. And I didn't get a call back. And I was like, God damn it, because that's how you kind of get into that club. But I'm excited to try again.
Have you like put your name in the bucket for Kill Tony?
Oh, all the time. For the past 10 months, I haven't got on. It's crazy. A lot of people are starting to be like, you've been trying for 10 months straight and haven't got on. And I've been like, yeah, because a lot of people get on their first try or within the first 3 months, 6 months. But I'm starting to hit that fucking almost month curve. But out here, I'm actually going to Michigan tomorrow, but I told myself when I come back, now that I have a solid clip, I'm actually going to start sending them around to more places. Cause like Austin is a place where like there's a lot of younger comedians out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have confidence in myself that I'm better than a lot of these people. So I'm like, I need to start getting in the clubs. Like, I do a lot of the open mics, but like, it's kind of like what you were saying, Dalton, of like, you can only do the open mic so much. And like, even in Detroit, like, I always did things my own way in Detroit. And because I always said, like, I see the ladder that I'm climbing and I see the top of it, but the top isn't really anything to be at. And that's what I said in Detroit. And I kind of feel the same way in Austin, but obviously the top of the ladder is fucking the top of the food chain, you know, the industry food chain here. But like, I feel like I need to jump that way. So I've been going super hard with my podcast for the past 4 months rather than like submitting to clubs. You know what I'm saying? I've been hitting a lot of fucking open mics, but how I'm looking at it is like, I'm at the time of my life where I need to hit as many mics as possible and grind that fucking sword while building a name for myself. And then when the opportunities come, I'll be ready. But yeah, I need to get into these fucking clubs because there's a lot of shitty comedians get booked. And
it always eluded me. Like I did a bunch of open mics for many years, and I got good at, it was like after a while, you get to the point where you go, I'm confident enough to say I'm good at stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
like I'm not still at that, like, when you're starting out where you just you hate yourself. You say like I suck, or you're always doubting yourself in just every aspect. At least that was my experience. I was just full of all this self-doubt. Like, should I even be doing this? Do I possess any actual ability? And I was always scared to even admit that I might be good at something. But then after a while, I finally said, like, no, I think it's okay for me to admit I'm good at this. I know how to be funny. I possess some ability. But then it always eluded me, like, actually getting booked to do stand up at clubs. I was just like, I don't know, like, what they're looking for, how to go about this. I would get booked at clubs here and there, but then
it's different for every scene too. Like the Detroit scene is completely different out here. Like the Detroit scene was more like you got to be more clean. Like that's really the thing. Like my friend Ronnie, has cerebral palsy, when he does Mark Ridley's in Royal Oak, he does relatively clean humor, and he talks about his own disability, but he'll get people that are pissed off about him talking about his own disability, which is insane, let alone a white guy coming up there and doing a fat Lizzo joke, he's talking about a neck being on a kneecap.
How dare you?
Being on a neck.
Yeah.
So like
it's crazy that it's never the actual like group that's upset. It's always a third party upset on behalf of an imaginary.
Dude, I hate woke.
And most places in the Midwest are really just trying to run a business, So like that's really the big thing.
But what I will say though is the thing that happened to me where it felt like I had made all the like personal progress of like developing a skill set and being like, okay, I have the confidence and the ability. Like, I feel like I know how to write a joke. I know how to be funny now. And then where I was like, okay, so now what am I actually working toward? Or, how do I actually progress now? The thing that did actually work for me was like podcasting. It was like when I started getting asked to come on a different podcast and I got asked to go on to bigger and bigger shows, that I was like, oh, this feels like I'm actually working at something and toward something greater. Like I'm actually progressing. Whereas like, the whole stand-up part of it is, as much as I enjoy stand-up, I think it's cool. It feels good to make people laugh or whatever. That whole side of it, like, like the thought of like getting booked to actually perform at a place like the Mothership, I wouldn't even know how to begin to do that outside of like, if I have a big enough podcast, they might recognize me. But if I'm just like doing stand up or whatever, I wouldn't know how to go in there and get booked for an actual stand up showcase just based on that merit, So
I think with the Mothership, I'll be honest, why I think I didn't get a call back for the Mothership is I feel like I know I did well. I had 23 to 25 punchlines in a 3-minute set.
That's good LPMs.
Just everything hit. I got like 2 big laughs, one type of an applause break, and then the host, who was, if you were bombing, he was roasting you because he books some like darker shit. I'm not going to name drop him, but if you bombed, he was roasting you like pretty bad. But when I got off stage, he was like, "White guys coming in hot." I was so geeked after that. I was like, "Holy shit, that was so good!" It felt like such a validating moment. And then you don't get a call back, and then you kind of learn who is getting a call back, and you always got to look at yourself of like, well, what's different about them? What are they doing? And I feel like for me, being a white guy with offensive humor in Austin, I had to stick out a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I didn't stick out. I didn't. If when I get that next opportunity, I know how to stick out because I know, like I know that that's what I need to do. That's what I feel like I need to do.
The city grows so that one club and those like 2 or 3 people in that club don't have such a chokehold on the scene, and it becomes a little bit more decentralized. Because I heard Rogan keeps a really tight ship, but then Tony's like king making, and then even I heard Segura's got a ton of pull. I don't know how much of this is true and not true, but it would be nice to work in a city where it's like there's like you have other options, so the whole city becomes comedy, and it doesn't become with just a new bunch of gatekeepers within that area. So that they're looking, I think like we have this, and this. Now we need the guy in the wheelchair. Okay, we have the guy in the wheelchair. Now we need, like they're booking like an after school special on their stage.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to make a scene, man. They're trying to make a scene, and like to your point, somebody who was out here a couple years, they said like when they first moved out here and Cam Patterson was taking off and Casey Rocket was taking off, he was like, you would be able to go down 6th Street and catch one of them at a show or catch a bigger name who was kind of coming up.
Crab walking all up and down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All over those homeless people. But fucking like now they're kind of resetting that in a way. So it's like you do like. You kind of have to replace those stars, but they are trying to build a scene. And like, if you ever heard one of those guys talk about it, they say it's not about like the new comics coming here. It's about the 4 or 5 year comics coming here and then 10 years going by. Now, when I'm talking to my comic friends about that, I'm like, okay, you guys realize that some people are going to waste 10 years here helping the scene get created, but they're going to miss their shot to like write for some show or write for fucking something because there's not as much industry here. But it's
that's what I'm saying. The real opportunities are just on the internet now.
They are, and there are real opportunities and management and industry here. But like even since my podcast on Instagram has started to gain some traction, I've started to been followed by more of the popular shows. So I'm like, okay, so now I see people watching and people paying attention. So yeah.
I feel like everything's been opened up a lot by just all these different YouTube and Twitch or whatever that, I mean, shit. In fact, like all this comedy stuff feels so small compared to like, dude, you see somebody like these streamers like Asmongold, or XQC, or like
friend of the show.
Friend of the show. But I'm just saying, like these guys aren't even like pursuing necessarily like careers in entertainment or whatever. They just do streaming, and they've blown up. Like they're massively successful. Or if you were to like pitch to them what it takes to become a successful comedian, they would just be like, why the fuck would you do any of that? Why wouldn't you just like set up a webcam at your computer and do what I did?
Well, how about the whole like I don't even know, most of them aren't Asian, but they have like they do an Asian aesthetic. I would say like 50% of them are Asian, and the other 50% are like Middle Eastern and Black, presenting as Asian, those female streamers. And they've kind of cracked how to milk simps without getting naked. And so like,
like
the ladies that do like OnlyFans, it's like you should become Pokimane and in whatever, all those other.
Have you thought of that, Ken? Have you thought about being like the male Pokimane?
No, I haven't. I don't think I can pull it off.
No, but I'm saying like just in general, when you see people like taking these very weird life choices, it's like they create a lot of work, and it's very old. It's a very old strategy. There's even women are figuring out how to use the internet, is what basically what I'm saying. Even a dumb bitch
figured out how to turn on the computer.
Even a dumbass bitch can figure out how to make money on the internet now.
We have super chats. Folks, please keep the super chats coming. See, this is one way to make money. Look at this.
Also, my DoorDash is here. Be right back.
$2 from Drew Huntley. What's Ken getting into tonight? I think he's doing this.
Yeah, doing this, and I gotta fucking I gotta go to Michigan tomorrow, so I gotta be on a plane at like 4 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can we share screen again? Let's do some plugs for Ken.
Hold on, we got. I'm doing super chats real quick because we got like 4 of them here. Let me see this. Ken, what's your favorite color? Regardless, you're wrong.
Well, my favorite color is black, so that means you're racist.
Yep.
So think about that.
Got it.
Dave, I think I saw you answering this in the chat. C4 Cleaver $2 said, Dave, what bands were you in? So.
I didn't realize that was a super chat, or I would have waited.
And then I might do this. I'll cue this up. They want me to do a spoken word rendition of the song Lamborghini by Falco or whatever. Okay. I mean, I thank you. Please keep the super chats coming. And yeah, I get what did you say, Dave? Plugs? Okay, here's Ken. This is Ken plugs.
I was just gonna say, so check out Ken over on, first of all, just go, I mean, you can just go to his link tree, which is 7 Dads TV. That'll bring you over his Instagram, his Twitter, the Everything app, YouTube, and his TikTok. Where do you want people to go? You want people over to your TikTok, to your Instagram?
No, Instagram now, man. Okay. Instagram. Fuck Twitter, fuck everything else. Instagram's the one.
So he's Ken_Wood_comedy over on Instagram. And then what I would do then, Ken, is TikTok doesn't penalize you for spamming. Spam the fuck out of TikTok, and then the videos that do well on there, put them on Instagram. Use it as a testing ground. But yeah, make sure you go over and you follow Ken Wood _ Not that I know. I know nothing about any of the apps. My career sucks. I don't make any money online, but I did get over 5,000 followers on TikTok. It's like the only thing that I've kind of figured out since February. It's so, yeah. And then, and check out, I mean, this is the one that you guys will probably know, because I do remember this one, What White People Do in Detroit. It's from 6 years ago. But head over and like some videos and subscribe to his channel. Put some comments and put them in the algorithm on his YouTube channel, and watch some of the 7 Dads TV 292 on YouTube. Ian's back. Follow Ian over on Twitter at Goth Moses Jones or Holy Coast Band, both on X, the Everything app.
Yeah.
Also, are you? Is this you here too?
Oh yeah, this is Ian. You want to explain this?
Yes. So I've rebranded my previous podcast streaming ordeal, because boy howdy was it fucking hard to find people to interview in that fucking niche.
Right.
And it was pretty fucking brutal. So I found a lot more fulfillment, like just like even on streams, just like doing like just music breakdowns, just talking creative shit, shooting the shit with other creative types, musicians. So it's obviously almost everything I do is Holy Coast branded, because it's branding, baby. The algorithm hates me. Please help.
This is
help!
More than anything for all of us. Please help.
Yeah. So I've just turned it to Holy Coast FM. So it's just going to be just music, creative shit. You know, live streams are going to get kooky. And I would highly suggest going over to the Holy Coast Instagram over the Twitter, because music on Twitter does not exist.
Well, Robbie wanted me to read this, and then I'll do my plugs. But Robbie said, Dalton, comedy feels small, but think about this. It's really big compared to your penis.
Yeah.
That's true. Most things are pretty big compared to my penis.
You have an intellectual penis, Dalton, and there's nothing wrong with having an intellectual penis.
I got a real smart ass penis.
Yeah. Coming from
equals MC erect.
Dude, I'm telling you, ancient Greece, dude, we thought that a large penis was brutish. And
that's right. I have read
statues, they said, please look on me, Grace, with grace, and give me a small penis. I don't want people to think that I'm a brute. I want them to know I'm intellectual.
Hey, check this out. folks, we got merchandise at bpnmart.com. It's the merch page, the merch site for the Billionaire Podcast Network. Wow, they're already sold out. So the
Pandatron sold out.
The Pandatron stickers are sold out.
Wow, they went
more
quick.
Them. We just launched those yesterday. That's cool.
Hell yeah,
Pandatron for selling all the stickers.
Pandas don't exist, but Pandatron does. So,
but we got to look at this. We got the Dolphin Pruitt magnet. Please don't be mean to me. Shirt and keychain. Go to the full store. I mean, look, we still got the Y in Time shirts in black and white. We got all colors in white, black. We're sold out of the medium. We got the sticker pack, all kinds of stickers, magnets, mouse pads. And these shirts with the Rest in Peace Crack Amico shirts are 30% off. That promos apply when you add the item to your cart. We got folks. We got the best merchandise in the internet. It's bpnmart.com. And then, be sure to check out the other show that I do on YouTube. It's the Arena of Ideas, and that streams live every Thursday, sometimes Wednesday, youtube.com/@the Arena of Ideas. And then check out there's the Patreon for this channel, which is patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And that's where I have the shows I do with Pandatron, and then also a bunch of other stuff. And then the Patreon for the Arena of Ideas, which is patreon.com/the Arena of Ideas. And so I think that's all the plugs. Where were we?
Go to DaveWrightTheThinker.com. And just click on the contact stuff. It'll bring you over to my link tree, and then you can find me and everything I do. But the one that I want to plug is for Brosif. Every Wednesday morning, Brosif and I get together at 9 a.m. and do Wright Ideas, where he's trying to figure out, after quitting his W-2, how to survive in 1099 independent contractor world. So if you're interested in trying to make side hustle money or anything like that, or thinking about quitting your job or struggling to make money, we try to brainstorm that and answer questions and figure it out. And he's halfway figured it out. I've halfway figured it out. So that's every Wednesday at 9 a.m. But you can find all the links at DaveWrightTheThinker.com, and you can work your way through the different web of social media. So,
okay. Well, hey, listen to this. What was I going to say? Oh, we were talking about something before this. I wanted to bring this up to Ken and Ian. But did you guys watch The Boys?
No.
On TikTok.
You just watch the clips of it on TikTok?
Oh yeah, I got the synopsis, dude.
Okay.
I'm about done with Young Sheldon on TikTok.
I'd be watching a lot of Young Sheldon on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, you do.
It was one of the few, like, where it was just showing up in the algorithm a bunch, Young Sheldon, that it actually made me say, this might be a pretty good show. And then I started watching it for real, where I'm like, I want to, it's streaming.
Where they get you?
It got me. I started watching on HBO Max, and I said, this is like, as much as I love The Big Bang Theory, I started watching Young Sheldon, and I was like, this is so much better than The Big Bang Theory. This is like, they really evolved and like leveled up the quality.
Well, I got into The Big Bang Theory when it was in syndicate. I was like anti-Big Bang Theory when it came out, but then I watched it like, oh, this is actually good. And then later on, when you learn about Georgie, when Sheldon goes back, when he owns the tire thing and he's all successful. So watching Young Sheldon, Georgie's like one of the best characters. To watch how he went from what his life was to owning the tire thing that you learn about that he has in Big
Young
Bang.
Sheldon successfully, it does better.
Yeah.
What it's doing than what the Star Wars prequels were trying to do.
Yeah.
Like it creates this intrigue for these characters that makes you go, how did these characters become the characters I've already seen in The Big Bang Theory? Similar to like Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I would say Young Sheldon is to The Big Bang Theory what Better Call Saul is to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But anyway,
really, really good show. I enjoy the clips. I watch a lot of clips of it. I don't watch boys clips though.
The Boys, it just ended, and it was an underwhelming, lackluster ending. But what we were talking about before this is that women be crazy, right? You know this, Ken.
Yeah.
You know how women be, especially like when they get to be a certain age. Like when women get to be in their 30s, I would say, if they haven't gotten married and had kids yet, they start like malfunctioning. Like their biology starts like, throwing the hormones out of whack or setting off like there's like sparks flying and gears that are grinding where they start really like
your eyes.
Yeah, they start like really going nuts,
Yeah.
And I guess it's like a biological function where they feel that they need to have a child, but the clock is ticking, the walls are closing in on that opportunity. And so it made me think about this show, The Boys, was actually the comic book, because the show doesn't get into this, but in the comic book, there's a character in both series called Black Noir, which I guess would be like that universe's version of Batman, where it's like this spooky, mysterious character.
I said pre-show. Isn't it a little too on the nose if you say it in a French accent?
I think it's just redundant, because isn't the word noir mean black?
You say it like I was saying it pre-show off of YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't
it's really good.
Like you're saying something else.
Yeah.
But so in the comic book, this character Black Noir is always wearing this like full getup where nobody knows who he is, like, and he never talks, so he's just this very mysterious character. And then the reveal in the comic book, which they don't do in the show, is that this character is actually a clone of Homelander, and that all the atrocities that that have been attributed to Homelander in the comic were actually carried out by Black Noir, because he's a clone of him. And what's happened is that this clone was created to actually replace Homelander when the real Homelander died. But the real Homelander never died. Like they didn't. The thing happened. It never happened what was supposed to happen. So because this clone never gets to actually serve its intended function, it goes crazy because it's without actual purpose, And I think maybe that's like a commentary on like what happens when a woman does not have a child before the age of 30.
I will say, as he just went over 50, now that I've turned 51, I do feel like a weird male biological clock. It can't be as intense as a woman, because there's no actual window that closes. It's just the difficulty level goes from like easier to like hard mode to close it, but it doesn't actually ever close. I'm just like, I'm on expert mode now, and I'm going to get to God mode and not going to be able to, I'm going to have to enter God mode and not be able to beat the game. So I do kind of feel for them a little bit more. Can I ask you this is probably a 4chan type question about The Boys that somebody's probably already asked.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't like the CEOs of Vought just take V so they can fight Homelander instead of being scared of him?
I don't know. Oh, I think in the show they say that like the compound V, the thing that makes people into superheroes, it kind of only works when they're babies or like really young.
Well, Butcher takes it.
Yeah, but it's more of a gamble if you take it as an adult.
Gotcha.
Like it could, like there's less chances of it going bad when it's kids. But then if
it's like Akira, where the young kids get the powers and they do like little whatever, but when they give it to the teenager, he's like evil because he's already seen too much.
Yeah, but I think in the comic book there's none of that. Like in the comic book, Butcher and Huey and all them, they just take V as it is to be like, yeah, we need superpowers also to kill these. I'm gonna be honest with you, the both series are fucking stupid. They all suck. They both like immediately kind of betray the premise of like, okay, so superheroes are bad, and there's this like a group of people that are supposed to keep the superheroes in check. but then they immediately give themselves superpowers, and so it's so it's like, okay, so now you're the thing. Right away, you're the thing that you hate, that you're like fighting against, and so like and I guess it's supposed to be this commentary of same as Watchmen, of like who watches the Watchmen or whatever. It's really clumsy and it's all kind of stupid. And I watched every season of the show. I'm also a sucker for content for TV. But hey Ken, you kind of got like a clavicular look going on.
You've been hammering your jaw. You've been taking
dude. I drink a lot of water and I work out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you looks maxed. Like you're very symmetrical.
Thank you.
He's definitely looks mogging right now. He's mogging us. Right now.
He's been mogging.
You can hair mog him if you want to.
God damn it.
I did a show called Poke the Bear. It's a roast show where the audience they write roasts about you after your set, and then you read them out loud on a stage. And there was like 2 or 3 roasts where it said that I look like Christian Bale in American Psycho, and I'm like, guys, these aren't roasts. This is the best compliment I've ever fucking had in my life.
Yeah,
dude.
It's a really good compliment.
Hey, you are really handsome.
Yeah. The movie wasn't saying that he like was bad because he's handsome. He was bad for a bunch of other shit, but being handsome was probably like his best quality.
I will say, if Dalton took the Kango off, though, he could hair mog you right now, but he won't.
No, I just got a really short haircut.
Oh, you did? He used to have the nice locks like you're rocking.
Oh, look at that shit.
Yeah, but now he's
high and tight. Yeah.
I just went to my Mexican barber and I said, "Yo, let me get a crew cut."
Yeah,
and he spent like an hour on this thing.
High and tight, baby.
Yeah, high and tight.
You're looking
it's
fresh.
So hot outside. I just was like, I want to feel the breeze on my scalp.
Summer breeze.
Yeah, but it'll grow back, and I get to have fun with it in a few weeks. But yeah, right now it's like really short.
What's the name of that Rick Rubin guy? Yeah, Rick Rubin, the music guy.
No, that's that. Wow,
that's the Rick Rubin guy. His name's Rick Rubin. Yeah.
I almost couldn't get it. It came to me at the last second. I was going to describe him, but I remembered it. But I was watching him today, doing an interview, and I was like, man, maybe I'll grow my hair out, dude, because it is the final frontier. Is just like, because he does not give a fuck. I don't have enough. I know I don't have enough money.
He doesn't.
If I ever do get rich, though, the first sign will be I will have Rick Rubin hair to go with the beard.
Let me ask you this, guys. Have you guys ever had like other white guy phases? Like, have you guys ever had a wigger phase or like a scene emo phase or like, because I've had them all. Dude.
I just hosted emo night last night.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up until 8th grade, I had long hair. So I had hair all the way down to my ass. I just grew my hair to 8th grade. Then I went with the buzz cut. Then I was bald. Then I grew it down to here and did dreadlocks. No, I did down to here and then I braided it and I did Liberty spikes. Then I did dreadlocks. And then I did like a Dalton's haircut, like a fancy, like handsome man's, like with the crew stuff. And then I started going thin and I've been bald ever since. But I've done everything but diet. I've done dreads, braids, long, short, Liberty spikes. And I'm glad that I got it out of my system because now I can only do the Rick Rubin from here on out. Or the Stavros.
To be honest with you, like I always wanted to, have phases. I always wanted to like commit to a thing, but I've always been like a big fat kid. And so anytime I would try out something, I'd be like, I look ridiculous. So I guess my whole life, it's just been like, I'm just like Bobby Hill. This has been my whole deal.
I look ridiculous. You think I didn't look ridiculous going out in a matching warm-up suit with Liberty spikes?
It's not a phase, Dad.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess like it wasn't a phase. Like I was, it's just like it's like trying on skins in Fortnite. You're like, I got to do this now while I can because when I get older, I won't be able to try on this skin.
Yeah, see, I was chubby. I was fat in like 9th grade, but I wore skinny jeans. Like, so I was one of those kids that I wore stuff that didn't fit me because I wanted to be skinnier than I actually was.
Tried it. Yeah, I did the same.
I still do that now.
Wait, Ken, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, so we're around the same age. I'm
Okay.
3 years older than
These
you.
damn kids, Dave. What are we doing, man?
So I think it was when I was a freshman in high school. When I was like 14, when I was a freshman in high school, which would have been 2007. That was when all the emo shit was hitting at that time.
Okay. Yeah, the scene phase.
Yeah, and somebody had gotten in my ear and said, like, you got to get on the skinny jeans. Like, go to Hot Topic and get you a nice pair of black skinny jeans.
They're comfy.
Yeah, which they don't really make, but it's not like they make skinny jeans in husky. It's not like there's a version of skinny jeans that work for a fat kid.
Aren't all skinny jeans on a fat guy?
Yeah, well, I went to Hot Topic and I got a pair of black jeans that like were technically my size. That was like a size at the time, like a 36 waist, 32-inch inseam. And I squeezed into these things, and I wore them to school one day, and just spent all day penguin.
I am the Lord of Darkness.
Yeah, they were so, and they just were squishing my penis and testicles, and and I just looked awful in them, and I felt ridiculous. I never wore them again. So I definitely did. I did try the skinny jeans because they were like, in vogue at the time, but I was like, no, I got cargo shorts and a big like XL Kohl's graphic tees.
So
which is like what I'm wearing now, like a Garfield t-shirt.
My first ever like serious girlfriend was half Cape Verdean, half African American. So from, I guess I graduated in 93. So, and I met her in 91, 92. So from 92, 93, 94, 95, I wore almost nothing but cross color clothes. I went to like my junior and senior prom in like a purple Steve Harvey suit in like white shirt and tie. And she made her she was a seamstress. So she made her own matching dresses and redid all my clothes. So they fit me perfect or whatever. But I was wearing like big baggy 1990s like red pants and like a cross color shirt with the red matching cross color hat or whatever for a good 5 years throughout the early 90s. So I don't know if that's considered like a wigger stage. Because I didn't want to be.
I had a Hawaiian shirts thing.
I just was hanging out with black people.
When I was in high school,
the Guy Fieri fucking shirts.
I had a Guy Fieri phase. Yeah, when I was in high
Still
school.
in that phase.
When I was in high school, I got a bunch of Hawaiian shirts, and I was wearing them all the time. But it wasn't even like I fit in with anything because I was like the only person doing that in my school, and some people complimented them, but for the most part, people just would be like, "Hey, you look gay as shit."
What do people say?
Fun, they're comfortable. Wait, Ken, what phases did you do?
Dude, I did everything. I had a emo scene phase with the skinny jeans and like studded belt and Osiris's. I had a wigger phase. I had where I would wear fitted hats and sag my pants.
Nice.
In 8th grade, I remember just wearing like sagging my pants, having a studded belt on, and a fitted hat, like stunner shades on, and a famous T-shirt. You guys remember the famous F?
Oh yeah.
What? No.
Yeah.
Wait. Maybe.
The famous F from like, it might have been Rob Dyrdek's like company. I know he
if
did
I
DC.
See it. Okay, yes. I just
yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of a fag.
That's what the F stood for.
like,
fag you by you.
Yep.
But especially like growing up in like Metro Detroit, like a lot of people were wiggers back in the day. Like one of my first sketches that kind of got numbers was a sketch called Downriver Danny, and I'm just basically playing a wigger, and it hit so hard with the people around me because
you're from Detroit, like so that's wigger ground zero. That's
exactly exactly. I idolized those guys.
Yeah,
when I was in like 8th grade. Yeah. I remember watching a fight like there I don't think it's on YouTube anymore, but there was like a fight video from like two kids I went to high school with from like back in the day, and like just the crowd of people around them looks so funny. It's just all wigger white guys wearing like just fitted hats and like kind of like the cargo shorts, but like super longer. Like so it's like it was really when I was growing up, it was like really half preppy, half ghetto, and kind of variations. Like it was super weird because I was a freshman in like 2009. So
wow.
I found the Cross Colors video. So I forgot that you guys are so much younger than me. I want to show you. It's like a mix between. This is like urban wear after like Afrocentric dashikis and stuff. It was like a mix between moving into what you guys do with like the fits and stuff for the hats and Afrocentric urban wear. But I have the video if you want to see what this was. I was wearing in high.
I'm just amazed. Was it like fresh print, like the way Will?
Yeah, it's like fresh print.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you were wearing like Fresh Prince clothes.
Yeah. So this was before FUBU. This was called Cross Colors, but it wasn't just for Black people.
Oh yeah.
It was basically like a race, like union. It was saying Cross Colors. It was supposed to be for everybody to like bring people together. So it was basically like making a statement that you were like the world is one race type thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was before I got into studying skull size and everything.
Yeah, before you became racist.
Yeah, I didn't know any better.
A year ago, at the time of the war.
We don't even need the volume. But I had this yellow hat that he's wearing right here and the shirt. I had it in red and orange. And let me see if we can get his full outfits.
Yeah. Okay. So So you were just dressing up like the Fresh Prince.
Yeah. But there was more to him too. Like, yeah, this was a big one right here, but you could get this in purple. And they had like the African colors of the yellow, red, and green, or like the Jamaican colors. So, and I was hanging out with women that dressed like this quite a bit. So it's like the dashiki meets like urban wear. Looking back, it's so ridiculous, and all the pants are super like skater baggy. Like when you see like Lil Wayne skating and you can't see his shoes or whatever. So a couple people in the chat were trying to figure out what Cross Colors was. That wasn't a good video of it, but it's ridiculous.
I did want to ask Ken, so how, because I grew up in like a small town in Texas, so everything that like we got was like downstream of where anything actually happened. So like it was by the time we got anything, we were just affecting the things that were popular. And so I do remember my school, like, kids listen to rap, and there were certainly wiggers and, all the things that were popular everywhere else, made their way to where I was, but we weren't really like close to any of the like movements or any of the popular culture that was occurring. But you were right there, like as Eminem is happening. And so what was that like?
I mean, that I'm a little younger than that. Like I'm a little younger. I mean, but by the time I'm 8, he's like the biggest thing in the country, probably like 2003, because I was born in 95.
That's right. Shit.
But like there's always been like a weird art scene and music scene there. Like there's a lot of weird underground rap. I mean, even now you got like Sada Baby and Babytron and like
you had
other ones.
Kid Rock, Eminem, and the Insane Clown Posse, right?
Yeah, and like all of them started at like essentially around the same time. But I mean,
So
even now, like there's a lot of rappers doing it too.
By the time you're a teenager and young adult, and like when you came in, when you came into your own as a young man, when you're like, your formative years, I guess I would say. Yeah. That was so all of that was already kind of like it hadn't come and gone, but I guess like the peak of it had already happened.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So what was your experience like being like a teenager and then like, college age or whatever in Detroit? What was popping then?
Well, I know EDM was the big thing, honestly. Like a lot of dubstep and stuff like that, because Detroit has a very big EDM scene, and they even have Movement Festival every Memorial Day. And Movement's like been going on since like the 90s or 80s or some shit like that. So like when I was like 17, 18, I got really into acid and mushrooms and all that stuff, and
Nice.
kind of the festivals and like Detroit, like a lot of there was a lot of EDM clubs and a lot of after hours clubs too. Like I remember I went to one club. I think, and I hope it's closed down now. I fucking hope it's closed down now. It was called The Works. I wasn't gonna say the name, but it's probably closed.
They
But
are
you would
closed.
walk in. Yeah, did it? I hope so. Because you walk in and it's like a DJ and then a nitrous bar. Okay, so there's a balloon bar right when you walk in, and then you go down a little hallway, and there's 2 bathrooms. No one's using the bathroom. It was the most disgusting, drug-ridden bathroom I've ever seen in my fucking life. Then you walk into another room, and it's just another DJ playing another type of EDM and like a weird painter, and then like on the patio, and there's like a lot of weird shit like that. But it was really, really fun at the time. Now I'm just like, I'm glad I found comedy to get me out of that, because I have a lot of friends that like substances, I should say, you know.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of EDM shows, a lot of house shows, a lot of like just random, like there's like a couple random nightclubs all around. I guess a decent amount too, to where it's just pretty grimy drugs, but it's still
Was
kind
it
of
a rave scene or was it a daytime?
Yeah,
was it a nighttime scene
it's
or was it like a late night rave scene?
it nighttime rave scene, like,
Yeah.
and then you can go to the after hours until 4, 6, whatever they were at the time.
I got into that. That's very fun and very dangerous lifestyle.
Very dangerous.
So you're saying like, by the time you're like of an age where you're going to be part of the city in any way, like what you were into was like EDM and raves and stuff.
Yeah, essentially. I know, like, yeah, basically, like a good solid 4 years, I was just like doing drugs, and like, you know, then I found comedy, and it kind of got me out of there to be like, I don't want to really do that anymore. Then I started going to like improv clubs and shit like that.
I mean, there's
like
no
after
stronger
hours,
drug than laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we got super chat, $2 from Panatron. I'm not gonna lie, I do stay up too late. I stay up too late. I stay up too late. That's been a running joke for weeks now.
I unironically listen to Taylor Swift now, and I've turned 180 degrees. I don't care. I'm a Swiftie.
I forget where it started, but we were talking. Me and some friends were talking about Taylor Swift weeks ago, and I just blurted out, "I stay out too late." And then we just have been saying that to each other, like for weeks now. But the lyric is "I stay out too late," but everybody keeps saying "I stay up too late," which I feel like it's already such an infantilized song where she's in her 20s at this point, right? But she's making a song about being criticized for like staying out too late and going on too many dates, but it's like that's what you would do if you're like a young woman in your 20s. But then we've turned it into "I stay up too late." Like she has a bedtime. She's staying up. I don't know. That's
what people say.
I'm 50 and I feel like that. I will catch myself playing chess. I'll be like, I'll go to bed. I'm like, gotta get to bed early.
You think he likes this?
And I'll play chess and then until like 4.
Oh no,
like, why did I just play chess and ruin my whole day tomorrow? Digital chess.
Damn. Wait, here we go. Ken, so where's the good pizza in Detroit? Where you get a good square slice?
Ooh, I think I know it.
Buddies or Happies? Buddies or Happies? They're both really good.
Yes,
I forget which one. I want to say it's I got a goat cheese pizza from one of them one time, and it was the best pizza I've ever had, and I only had it once. And
goat cheese rules.
What's the other place? Happy's?
Happy's Pizza.
Wait,
and I'm really spacing out.
And they make the square slices?
I was just gonna say, so that's my question. Do you guys call it Sicilian there?
No, we call it Detroit style. There is
Detroit
style.
There's a difference. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Because
okay, is there?
When I was in New York, most pizza places will have a Sicilian slice, which is, I guess, some sort of either a square or rectangle shape, right? But then there are a couple of Detroit style pizza places in New York. The one I went to was called Lions, Tigers, and Squares.
Oh
And I
my!
guess so I got some slices there one day, and to me it did seem like it was distinct from a Sicilian. Like it was like, oh, this is Detroit style, you know.
And they sold it to you like, hey, excuse me, sir, can I have some napkins? That ain't my job.
No, that didn't happen. Why would you think that?
Dude,
That's
a
home.
chicken bacon ranch, Detroit style, goes so fucking hard.
Chicken bacon ranch.
A chicken
and a lot of
ranch.
people complain about the pizza in Austin too. They say it's not like there isn't really like even the street pizza's okay. I'll eat any fucking pizza. I'm an American, you know.
Sure.
I like all the microplastics, but like I will say that there was better local pizza joints in Detroit. Around here, I think I've came by one local pizza joint and I haven't tried it yet. But I know they
there's
just got like a Papa John's.
There's some pizza place in Austin that's like always got a line going down the road, or it's hard to get it. Like it's always packed. Really? But I don't know what it is. I've never associated Austin with pizza really. Like I've never thought to look for pizza in Austin. It's usually like Mexican or barbecue would be the cuisine.
The food out here is amazing though. Like the tacos are like I'm a classic white guy. I love sour cream. You know, I need my sour cream, but out here you don't need it. You can get a street taco and it has enough flavor.
Oh, you know? Yeah. Just with the 2 corn tortillas with the meat, cilantro, onions, lime.
And it's so powerful. It almost changes a Trump supporter's vote. You know what I'm saying?
Have you been to that place? There's like a little shack, it's like a cement shack, and it's right outside the Sandstone Apartments there in Austin.
Robbie's in his apartment right now doing the voice.
Oh, hey, shack.
Hey, I'm just a shack.
Grinding his
pizza.
No,
taco truck.
Very good.
No, the first time I ever went to Austin, somebody took me to this place called Taco Max. Have you been there?
I don't think so.
It's like a little small cement building called Taco Max, and I was hanging out with a comedian friend of mine, and there's an apartment complex at the time, which is where all the comedians live because they were all getting like some hookup on rent. Like they were not paying that much in rent. It was the Sandstone Apartments. And then like right outside of that apartment building, there's just this little cement block called Taco Max that my friend, he swore up and down. He was like, these are the best tacos you're going to eat anywhere. And I was like, okay. And he was right about that. I was like, damn, these are good. But that's like Austin and Dallas, Fort Worth, like all over Texas. There's tons of places like, just like hole in the walls where you'll get the best tacos you've ever had in your life. Just street tacos.
Hole in the wall.
There's a place, El Casino, El Camino here that it does burgers.
We've talked about that place on this show before.
It's so like I read a list that it didn't even make like the top 10 burgers in Austin, and I'm like, how the fuck did it not? Like it. Not only is the burger is amazing, but the salsa verde chili fries, they changed my life.
Yeah, because it's like, it's like what if Glenn Danzig opened a bar? Is what it looks like on the inside, right?
Yes.
Like it's like Danzig's Bar and Grill, and so it's just like it's like you go in, it's like a spooky bar. They got the bar with all the liquor behind it, but then there's when you walk to the back, there's where you can order food, and it like appears as though it's just bar food, like it's it's not gonna be nothing special. But I'm with you that I've gotten burgers there where I was like, this is like one of the best burgers I've ever eaten.
Without it, dude, the Buffalo burger, man. I'm a really big Buffalo guy, and like in Detroit, people in Detroit didn't know how to do it. Like if you add blue cheese to Buffalo, you have to do it a certain way where the flavors mix and the blue cheese isn't overwhelming. Out here, everyone just does it perfectly. Like every place has like a Buffalo burger, a Buffalo wrap, or Buffalo mac and cheese, and they just do it so good. And that's why I'm gaining 15 pounds over 10 months, because like I'm just eating all this amazing food.
People in Detroit didn't have Buffalo like wings down to a science.
There's some places,
and it might be my thing. I don't really like buffalo wings. I like a buffalo chicken sandwich or a buffalo wrap or buffalo mac and cheese. So like I think wings might be a little more simple to do. You know.
Yeah. I think.
Well,
Well,
You guys have corned beef egg rolls there or something? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we do have a lot of corned beef stuff. There's
Not in Austin,
it's
in
very
Detroit.
diverse.
In Detroit, yeah. I thought that
It's
was
very diverse. Like there's, I mean, you get Southwest Detroit is like a bunch of Mexicans. I mean, downriver where I'm from is like a bunch of white trash. Detroit is the blackest city in America. Dearborn is the Muslim capital of America. I always say it's like one big golden corral. You know, it's just a bunch of just shitty people, dude, just cramming in there. But
that's the Detroit metro area.
Atlanta?
Yeah,
Detroit's bigger than Atlanta for black folk.
I believe so. Yeah, that's what I always thought.
I don't know.
That's tough.
I'll look it up, guys.
I
know
I'll look it
Atlanta's
up.
got a lot of gay black folks, so maybe
I
that.
don't want to speak for anyone else here, but I'm both uninformed and stupid, so I don't know.
I just, you know what? I don't know. I just don't. When I think Detroit, I don't think there's I know it's a huge city, but I don't think that there's. I feel like Atlanta's got a ton of people packed into it, so maybe that's where my mind is going.
Well, I also think Detroit has a white trash ratio that really throws that off.
It is Detroit, Michigan, or South Fulton, Georgia, which Fulton County is Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So they're tied.
So they're tied. Yeah.
Dude, Atlanta be having nightmare traffic. I just drove through Atlanta back in March. I was going to see my brother lives out in the middle of nowhere in Georgia, but I had to go through Atlanta to get to where he lives. And it took like 2 hours just to drive through Atlanta to like just go through the city to get back onto the highway. It took all day to get through that traffic. It was awful.
Went to Pensacola a couple of years back, like one of my first time, like just flying solo, and I had to go through the Atlanta airport on a layover, and it was just utter chaos. You have to get off and like run across like 7 football fields to get to your like connector, and there's just everybody there. So if the city is anything like the airport, which was huge, it's absolute chaos.
I don't know if I should dox my brother because somebody wants to know where in Georgia. I mean, I guess it probably doesn't matter. Swainsboro.
Never heard of that.
Well, yeah, it's like right next to the town that me, my brother, and my dad were all born in, which is Vidalia.
The onion capital of the United States.
Do what?
The onion capital of the United States.
Maybe. I don't know if it's the onion capital, but it is a town that's known for its onion for sure. The Vidalia onion. You might have heard of it.
I don't know any. Like, is there like I don't know Yellow City? You know,
Yellow City,
white, red. Well, there's only red, white, yellow, and Vidalia. It's the only onion that's got like its own name.
Yeah,
onion's got its own name. Everything else is generic.
Yeah, there's white onions, yellow onions, and you have a Vidalia onion. Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, it's a town that's known for its onion. Anyway, I was born in that town. I grew up mostly in Texas, but I just going back to visit my brother. I did have to go through Atlanta to get to where he is, and it was a lot. I guess it was a lot of traffic, and given what we just looked up, presumably most of the traffic was black people. So it was a lot of Nissan Altimas that they are late on the payments for.
Couple scat packs.
Yeah.
Or hell packs, whatever the fuck they're called.
Hellcats. Yeah.
Hellcats, scat packs.
I don't want to get it. Look, maybe we could get into a little race science here, a little race
race science
studies. But have you seen that with have you noticed that with black people that they'll
Hold on. Yeah.
Right now, I would have put Dalton, as soon as he said that, I would have put him full screen. Yeah,
I know. I feel like this is primarily a black thing, but it's not. Whites are not excluded from this. That No, just that like
we're all ready to just leave you hanging out.
Right, like I've just seen it a bunch where they'll like live. They're living.
I gotta find my weed.
Digging the hole even.
where they live will be like dilapidated or substandard, maybe even paid. You know, it might be might be like a HUD voucher. You know, so they're living in like less than ideal conditions, like their housing.
Yeah,
but then they'll drive like really nice vehicles. They'll get like a Hellcat or
we get that with the Dominicans up here too, where I think they all like share a house. It's similar to like New York City. They'll all like rent like a room in the house. So their quarters aren't that great, so their status is their car. And then they're out all day doing stuff, and then they just go home to sleep.
But yeah, but I've seen that a bunch where it'll be just some horrific living condition where their rent or mortgage is probably only a few $100 a month, or it's paid for by like Section 8 or whatever. Like they're not investing anything into their housing, but then all of their biggest investment is a car. Where where it looks like, oh, they're spending probably like $1,100 a month.
Yeah, but you've seen the Chappelle joke. It's like, gotcha, bitch. Like that. Women love cars, dude. So they're probably getting.
So by the time they get
to translating the pussy, it's probably the income to pussy ratio on the car.
You're saying
the ROI is probably really high on a nice car.
You're saying that the car wows them enough that they ride in it, and by the time they get to these squalid living conditions, the guy brings her back for sex, that she's been so mesmerized by the car that she just ignores that he lives in a dog shit.
So I've dated like black women. That's why they love hotels too. They're always at the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, dude. So you get yourself a fancy car, and then you go on a date and you rent, like they probably rent the hotel room,
and then but they're not building any equity or practicing any financial prudence.
Wait, is the idea that they might be short-term thinkers, Dalton?
I mean, look, I'm not even. I have lived my entire life being like wildly financially.
I have noticed this trend. Yes, I have. I definitely noticed.
It's just something I noticed, but it's not like I've been any smarter with my money.
No.
At any point in my life, like I've been stupid with the shit that I spend my money on. I just I don't know. It was a curiosity that struck me.
When I grew up, they would get like a Monte Carlo with the T-top roof, or a Maxima and tint the windows out, and then they would put the rims on it. They put these huge speakers. They would put thousands and thousands of dollars into their car, and then they would ride the strip. So like. We had a couple strips near my house, and if you went there on like a Friday at between 5 and like when the clubs went, it was literally the Fresh Prince summertime song where they would get in their car and they would drive around. You didn't have dating apps or the internet, so you're like, I'm gonna go drive around and look for pussy. Is basically what it was.
Yeah, poke your head out the window and be like, pussy.
Yeah, pussy.
Is there any pussy here?
Penis is here.
I'm looking perchance a piece of pussy.
I'll pay you back on Tuesday.
Point me in the direction of some pussy, please.
I was driving, me and my boys one time, and these girls came up alongside us at night, and we ended up following them and following a couple blocks and running into them in a Taco Bell. And we rolled up alongside it, rolled down the window. And they said something first, and out of their car from the darkness, a woman's voice just said, "Where's the party at tonight, boys?" And my friend's like, "Roll the window up, get out of here." He's like a couple of like old street hookers that we were following around. So that's how we used to have to get our pussy before the internet.
Nice succulent pussy meal.
Oh, that brings me back to what we got off on it. So yeah, Ken, you look like clavicular. You got a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend, yeah. Yeah. I know. She's great. She's awesome.
Is she?
A year younger than me, 29.
Okay, you're safe.
Yeah.
You're safe.
Computer,
I'm not a pedophile
Robbie.
at all.
You Robbie in the chat. Computer, you Robbie.
Okay, so you met her in Austin?
No, Detroit.
She moved to
We
Austin
moved-
with you?
She did move to Austin. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not that
I
difficult to get a woman to leave New York, I would assume.
Detroit.
Oh,
Detroit.
yeah,
yeah. No.
All right,
No.
I'll tighten that up for the stage when I say it.
Yeah, we've been dating for a while, so she supports the career. She's seen the bombs, so she knows how bad it can get. She's seen the good sets. She knows how good it can be.
Ride or die, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I guess
So,
that also helps with the rent because then like that's your roommate is your girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, it's his lover. It's his lover, Dalton.
Yeah.
If they ever become roommates, that's really a problem. And I don't wish that upon you, Ken.
Well, fair enough.
Y'all live together, correct?
Yes.
There's a lot of sexual energy. Dalton, he looks like Kalvikia. There's a lot of sexual energy in that house. They're not roommates.
Okay.
I don't know what you're trying to say about Ken. You're insulting the guest here.
But y'all each cover some of the rent.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's what
we're both responsible. Yeah.
Is it one of those situations where there's other roommates, or is it just you two?
No, it's just us two. Okay. It's just us two.
Have you ever done that where you have roommates, but like I've done it where I've been a roommate and then two of the other roommates are a couple.
No, I've never done it.
No,
that sounds brutal.
That sounds like a nightmare. Yeah,
it really sucks.
Roommate cuckold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I know some people that pull it off, but they have like really good relationships in separate quarters. It's not like you walk out into the same area. They have like it's like almost like a house and an in-law setup. But that would be nightmare. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it sucks. So
Computer mute Michael Hall.
how's the rent in Austin? Is it manageable?
Yeah, there's people paying more for rent in Detroit, the nicer parts of Detroit, than in Austin that I'm paying. Like it's fucking, it's stupid. You'll like it's just so stupid. But yeah, it's not that bad. And if you come down here, from what I've learned from people, is like if you just find the private dealers instead of just going online and getting the first thing you see, that you can find better deals. Like I know somebody was paying something like $750, $800 for something very close to downtown. He said it smelled like shit when he moved in, and he had to use a bunch of bleach to get it to smell halfway decent. But $750 in downtown Austin, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that was my experience in New York, which is that if you can find all the just like people looking for a roommate or some other like talk to an actual landlord yourself, you could get a good deal. You know, it's still situations where you have to have roommates, like you're renting like, your bedroom, but where a lot of people are paying like, over, close to like $2,000 a month. I was always renting places that were under $1,000 a month.
And my place is around like 1,300. Like, but that's including Wi-Fi and everything. That's not too bad, and I'm in a nicer part of Austin.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. For a
nicer
two-bedroom?
Part of, just one. But like I said, nicer part of Austin where there's not too many homeless people.
1,300 split 2 ways ain't too bad.
And like Wi-Fi and stuff for all utilities, just Wi-Fi.
That's all utilities plus Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's a killer deal because I got a 2-bedroom in New Hampshire and I'm paying more than that.
Yeah.
Plus utilities and everything. Yeah, that's a good deal.
I did have to kick a homeless man that was not kick him, but I did kick him off the porch when he was, sleeping on the stairs. But like other than that,
that was my experience of Austin. When I did my cross country trip, I was so excited to go to the mothership. And I got to Austin and I had this beautiful experience going down the Blue Ridge Highway. Even in Florida, I kind of dealt with Jacksonville. Then I get to Austin, I go to the pump gas, and there's literally a shirtless homeless guy in my face drilling me for money.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, get away from me. You're making me uncomfortable.
I will say, yeah, I've seen a lot of
owners didn't want to do anything about it. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going elsewhere to get gas then.
I've seen a lot of the bigger comics who moved to Austin. They all have a joke about the homeless in Austin now.
Without a doubt. That's what it's becoming known for.
Yeah, they all moved down there and immediately added to their repertoire is a joke about some bit about the homeless in Austin. However, I've been to Austin.
Hard to avoid.
I have been to Austin, and I mean, it do be having homeless people.
They do.
And I guess they're more aggressive than other places. I don't know. That's what everybody says, but like my interactions with homeless people, my entire life in any city is like, yeah, that's how they act.
Yeah, they do be doing that.
Yeah, I never thought that there was any city.
They do.
No, like, so I deal with homeless people in New Hampshire or whatever, and you know they're around, and there was tons of homeless people in Providence. I dealt with them for like a decade. The Austin homeless, I don't know if it's the sunshine. They got too much vitamin D, so they're not weak.
It gets hot.
They're solar powered.
They're aggressive, solar powered homeless, dude.
I think maybe the only fact, like the deciding factor, the what's going on in Austin, maybe is the summers in Austin are fucking brutal. Like it gets hot as shit there. And that might rile them up a little more. That might get them a little more.
There's so many of them, and there's so many drugs, and the city helps them a little bit in terms of like giving them lockers, and like there's bathrooms that they obviously don't use because the where I park always smells like piss. But like there's so many of them. Like I don't know, the city tries to help them out, but there ends up just being so many of them.
Yeah.
And
I have something for Ken here right now. I have something for Ken.
What's up? Oh, some Faygo moon mist, dude. Hell yeah. Honestly, whoop whoop. That's probably the best Faygo. It might be the best. I don't know. Honestly,
it's crazy they don't. Insane
Clown
Posse doesn't even get a penny from all the advertising they've gave them. That's insane.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty wild, actually.
I just found out at Skankfest like 2 or 3 years ago, 2023, that they don't get paid any money for it.
And Dave, you're not a real juggalo like me. I've been knowing this.
I thought that it was literally the Insane Clown Posse's drink that they made, like the Paul brothers have Prime, and the Insane Clown Posse made Faygo.
No, correct me if I'm wrong, but Ken, you'll probably know more about this. You're from Detroit, but Faygo is it's like a regional soda. So is it actually big in Detroit, or is it just the Insane Clown Posse?
No, it's huge. It's everywhere. Everyone gets it. Yeah, and and there's so many options. Like in the aisles at the grocery store, there is like a lot of Faygo.
Yeah,
like different flavors.
And I've seen it. I've seen Faygo in places I've lived. So
boiled a hot dog in Faygo.
I did boil. So there's a guy I met on Twitter who calls himself the Faygo Warrior, and he's a juggalo, right? And so he came on this show a long time ago. But we were talking. He was telling me about when they go to the gathering of the juggalos, that he cooked something called Faygo dogs. And I said, hold on, slow down. Did you say Faygo dogs?
Oh.
And I was like, what is that? And he told me, he's like, yeah, you boil a hot dog in Faygo. And you just, you cook it the way you normally cook a hot dog by boiling it, but instead of using water, you use Faygo. And I tried that just to see, I was curious. It's not as bad as you think it is.
I didn't think it would be that bad, depending on what Faygo you use.
Yeah. He recommended grape.
Of course he did.
I was gonna say that or rock and rye.
I was guessing that. Yeah.
You're thinking rock and rye would be good.
Rock and rye, the red one, but I was thinking grape too. That was my second one.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't think it would be bad. I was wondering, like, my curiosity was like, yeah, I could see how like maybe a sweet hot dog would be good. Like if it's boiled in the Faygo, it's gonna, I don't know, absorb some of the sugar or what. I don't know.
The tap water there sucks. So if you're probably better off using Faygo to put your hot dog in the tap water if you're gonna boil it.
Yeah, showering.
Some people said that they like when he talked about that, there were some people that said that sounds disgusting. But I was like, I gotta try this, and it was like the Faygo flavor was actually pretty subtle in the dog itself. Really, mostly what it does, it just gives you a purple hot dog, and and it's sort of like when you buy a LaCroix, and it's just like a light essence of the flavor.
Yeah,
Somebody who chewed a grape Jolly Rancher coughed on the hot dog.
Yeah, there's an echo of grape Faygo on the back end, but it's not like overwhelming or overpowering.
How much is a 2 liter of Faygo?
Like $1.
It's cheap,
dude. It's cheap.
Yeah, $1.52 maybe.
Oh, like honestly, you put that in the house. It's like having drank around. And then
this pack of 8 costs $3.
Spoil spaghetti. If your options are tap water or Faygo, I can see going with the clean Faygo rather than the tap water.
It's got water in it.
Yeah.
Have y'all been to a Insane Clown Posse show?
My brother went to the gathering of the Juggalos.
No, I want to go so bad to the gathering. I really do.
Dude, I've never been to the gathering. Years ago.
You should do stand up at the gathering. That'll really
there you go.
That'd be amazing.
Get in there, dude.
That'd be perfect for you, dude.
Well, that's the thing though, is I know a JCW wrestler who's like pretty big on JCW lunacy, and I'm like, dude, if I can make these worlds collide, I'll wrestle a match. I was like, I'll do something because I'm a really big wrestling fan.
I'm gonna ask around. I might have a connection now that I think about it. I'm going to ask around. That would be really cool. You're in Detroit? No,
I'm in Austin now.
The whole Detroit. I know he's from Austin, but I'm saying you're like you still have a whole like grouping in Austin in Detroit of like connections.
I see you.
Yeah.
I literally wrote the
nasty boy.
The reason Dalton knows he's from Detroit is because I wrote the bio, so everybody making fun of me. I'm the one that told Dalton.
Learn to talk, Dave.
Everybody knows what I'm talking about. They're smart enough.
I get the gist. I get it.
I thought you guys were vibe guys. Now you're all the message guys.
The message is the vibe, Dave.
You're a vibe guy.
I am the vibe and the message.
Years ago,
I am the vibe and the message.
Years ago in Dallas, the Insane Clown Posse came through. They were touring. It was the 20th anniversary of the Great Malenko album.
Malenko.
Yeah, which I believe is the 4th Joker's card, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're about ballpark. Yep.
Yeah, and so they were the show was they're performing the entire album from beginning to end live, right? And me and some friends, we went to it, and I'll say that the Insane Clown Posse themselves, they put on a great show, but going to a live ICP show means that you're going to have to sit through like 2 hours of everybody else that's on Psychopathic Records before you get to the ICP themselves.
Yeah. And then you just get really sticky.
And then you get really sticky because they launch that Faygo into the crowd
the entire time.
It's relentless. Is like when they finally come out on stage, from beginning to end, they just nonstop throwing that Faygo everywhere. It was pretty impressive. It was like they honed this really specific skill set of just throwing Faygo
of launching it, dude. They do this
trick
where they
distance on it.
They also have this trick where they slam it and it fires off like a fucking rocket.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, it's great.
Let me share the screen for a second, guys. Let's do this together. So here's the contact information for the GOTJ, and we got the info right here, jugglingthegathering.com. And you can put in your artist name, your phone number. You need a high resolution photo, a short bio, music video, a live performance link.
We're getting Holy Coast in there, baby.
But they're looking for comedians. This is the contact link on the website for comedians.
I think, Ken.
And the fans here, you guys promised me, like, you were here, you can be part of this. If Ken does this, you'll go and you'll link under it and you'll comment under it and you'll push him to the top, right?
Yeah, well, let's hope.
Yeah, and maybe leave a note.
I'm not doing a bit. I'm serious. That would be awesome if we got Ken at the gathering of the Juggalos.
Ken's road to the gathering.
Come true.
Yeah, that might be just the shot in the arm you need, your career needs. Ken. That might get you.
They're huge in the comedy.
Everything's networking. It's all just like, if you're at the right place at the right time, meet the right people. That's
Trump elbows with Shaggy 2 Dope. And
they're going to Lolo. They're going to Skankfest. They go to Skankfest every year, so they're in that comedy mindset.
Oh yeah, Ken, are you going to Skankfest?
No. No, not going to Skankfest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until like I actually like get on or something, like
Oh yeah. I mean, okay. So did you submit for it?
oh, I submitted. I didn't get on. I'll be honest.
Oh,
I'll show all my cards.
they
But
ghosted
once
your ass.
they ghosted, but what like that festival probably has I think it said like they have 20 people out of like 1,000 submissions or something like that. And then you can kind of look at the names and tell that they're some of the people are already in their circle and they have
Yeah,
returning people. So like whatever. And honestly, once the clip I submitted, I didn't really like. I don't like myself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't from Austin. It was from Detroit. So like now I have a way better clip that represents more of a comedian. You know what I'm saying? So
There
like,
you go.
That's why I need to submit to Austin places when I come back. But other than that, because I don't really submit to other festivals and stuff like that. I've just been grinding doing.
Have you been to the Creek and the Cave at all?
Yeah, a bunch.
Okay, because I was gonna say like I haven't talked to Rebecca in years, but I mean I will say that Rebecca Trent is like super nice. She's like,
and that's what I like about Austin is like I know a lot of people who run their shows out of there, but like. Or like they'll be able to go to her or somebody in there and get their show on because like they're always looking for shows, or something like that. And they have some great shows out of there. But for me, I'm just focused on building my own fucking solo podcast right now. That's
dude.
like,
oh yeah,
dude,
that's where I'm getting
the internet is so cool.
Yeah, that's where I'm getting my most like views, and now I'm starting to have some bigger shows from around Austin follow me. So I'm like, I just need to just keep doing it because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, I can see the top. Like, you can only like even we talk about open mics, but like, you can only get so far from just featuring for people too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched a certain,
like I'll be
you
honest
have to make a name for yourself. You got to become a headliner yourself.
Yeah, I like to be honest. I have no clue how anything works. Because and I guess there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's just everybody has their own path or things, whatever. Is people try things and whatever works. I don't know. Because I mean, there's people like I remember years ago, I was competing at the funniest person in Texas competition. It's not just Austin. It's just the comedy competition at the Edison Improv, and they call it the FPIT. Funny, right? But at the same time, there's also funniest person in Austin is another one. But I don't think that the one that I competed in really meant Texas. I think it just meant like the greater DFW area.
Yeah.
My point is, what I'm getting to is I remember one of the people in that competition who didn't even win at the time. In fact, I think he came. I came in. No, you know what? I came in third. Second place was Ralph Barbosa, and then first place was my friend Brad LaCour. But I knew Ralph as like an open micer in those days, and then I just like went away and I stopped. I wasn't really paying much attention to that scene.
He seems funny from what I've seen. But
yeah, and then he just kept doing stand up and somehow became like really successful, just like doing stand up.
Didn't he start when he was like 16? A lot of these guys just.
No, Ralph was already, he wasn't a teenager when because I remember when he started in open mics, I was like, he was a new guy and he was like, I think he was a barber.
I thought he started when he was 16 for some reason. And
no, I don't think so.
Like grinded away.
He got like really successful just doing stand up. But then there's other people who plug away at it for years and then it's not until they try something else like podcasting or whatever that anything actually happens for them. So there's just all these different paths up the mountain, I suppose.
I always thought of it like because when I've been doing it for like 8 years now, but but that's with a 1.5-year break with the pandemic, and when I started, it was mainly in sketches and like on YouTube and Twitter, and then started doing the open mics. Then I had success with the sketches of like the What White People Do in Detroit 6 years ago and fucking the Downriver Danny one. Then I got my own segment on the radio. So when I got my own segment on the radio, I was pulling all the numbers on Twitter, I was like, I'm hot shit, I was like, I was like, fuck these open mics. Like these open mics are shit. There's just a bunch of comedians not fucking laughing at my shit. And so I stopped, especially with the pandemic, there was a break too, but like I kind of stopped going to open mics, and that kind of like you have to go to open mics. Like when you first started comedy, especially like any scene you're at, if you're a comedian, you got to go to the open mics for several different reasons, of networking to getting the shows to just getting better at it. But I feel like I started to watch people kind of jump me in Michigan, of like people who I didn't think were as good as me. They started to like,
oh,
I feel like
that's a big lesson. I remember that feeling, and that's just one of the things that you got to like deal with.
It's humbling, but like I was friends with kind of the guy, and I kind of told him like I was pretty nice, but I was like, dude, you've made the most improvement over the last 5 years that I've seen anyone in Michigan, you know. So my career, basically what I was trying to say is that like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched that like Ari Shaffir stand up like master class like on YouTube. That's like a couple hours long, where he's like talking in the Comedy Store. But like basically, I learned at the beginning, like, yeah, it's really good. It's kind of
I know
outdated.
what you're talking about.
Though.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, Ralphie May also has one that's worth checking out. But he talks about like you just need to throw everything at the wall, because it's so like it's almost impossible to make a career just off stand-up comedy. Now with podcasting, it's a little more easier, but like I was just taught to kind of just like throw everything at the wall. That's why I was like, do sketches, do editing, do acting, do a little stand-up. And then over the last 8 years, I've just kind of found my way to where, like, especially the last 4 months, I feel like I'm putting everything that I've learned over 8 years into this podcast now. And now it's starting to kind of pick up momentum, because it's not really a podcast. It's like a parody news show. It's more like a weekend update or a fucking daily show, where
I watched a
I'm
bunch
just more or less
today.
doing jokes.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of them. They were good.
Yeah, just doing jokes.
I remember this guy from the Detroit thing. Yeah.
So for me, like I always knew from the very beginning this was going to take 10 plus years. I was like, you're going to suck at stand up for a while. Like I did Detroit to LA competition like over 2 years ago now, and I won the first round on audience vote, and I beat out 9 other people, right? I thought I was good back then, but now, like, looking back on it, I was like, I fucking sucked back then, just how delivering jokes, like some of the stuff I talked about, I'm like, I could have just been way better. Like it. So this shit takes a while.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, you're supposed to improve. It's better than looking back on it and being like, I'm exactly the same.
No, exactly that too, because too many people just do open mics for fucking so long, especially in the Detroit scene, man. The Detroit scene is so bitter in itself.
I've seen that so much of people who, like when I started, there were people who had already been doing it like 20 years in Dallas.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have any perspective, and I just was like, I just remember thinking like, God damn, I hope it doesn't take me 20 years just to get where that guy is. But then just after like 2 weeks of doing comedy, I was like, oh no, he just fucking sucks. And he's like stubborn and refuses to stop doing this, but he has no fucking clue how to be funny and has never figured it out and probably never will figure it out.
There's a couple, there's quite a few guys like that in Detroit. I heard of a story one time where this guy been doing it a while. He bombed at a VFW show, and he turned to the audience members and he's like, what do you guys don't like to laugh? And they were like, no, we like to laugh. We just don't think you're funny. And then it really hurt him. It hurt him. And he got off stage and he went to a comic who was only a year in. And this guy has been around for a minute and has, rubbed shoulders with some of the bigger names in Michigan comedy that have came through here. And he was like, was it really that bad? And, the 1 year comic was like, no, man, no, pat him on the shoulder. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was that bad. It was that bad.
There's tons of people who just like, I guess because their heart is just so set on making this work, even though like every performance God in the universe has indicated to them that this is just like this isn't working. You're not good at it. Like maybe you're not meant for this.
Do something on the fucking internet. Like that's my thing. Like stand up is such like a harsh lifestyle for so many late nights and like just the brutalness of bombing in front of 20 people and then trying to drink a beer around those 20 people.
Like punishing in so many different ways that I would but also like if you can, and that's been, it feels like the path for a lot of people now though, is like if you can develop enough of a following online, you then can like parlay that into actually getting booked for live performances.
Without a doubt. And because I hang out, I don't know if you guys follow like Jason Best, Poopy Turds McGee on Instagram. He's got like 100,000 followers, but he's
Oh,
he
poopy
he, he,
turds.
he Poopy Turds McGee. Yeah, he does a lot of good online content, but he's kind of like he's a headliner, and he kind of like that. That's how
Is
he
that
gets
Turd
his stuff.
McGee on Twitter? Because I do know Turd
I don't
McGee
think
on
it
Twitter.
is. I don't
Okay.
think it is. You said that earlier.
No, Dave,
but
his
I
name
will
is
say
it's
that-
Poopy Turds McGee. That's
Poopy
what-
Turds
Yeah, but maybe
Pay
Poopy Turds
attention.
McGee was taken on Twitter, so he had to go with Turds McGee.
the
Like got banned.
the Who is not the Guess Who. You
But I will say, I saw Sam Hyde. Do you guys know Sam Hyde? Obviously,
we
probably.
we're
I grew up
aware
in
of it.
Providence.
We're-
RISD,
I watched Sam Hyde live at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, and he sold out that place with zero advertising from the club on short notice, 2 shows on a Sunday.
Oh, this is Sam Hyde right here.
Yeah, dude, holy shit, that's
Hey,
good.
for the people at home,
God
just to
damn.
clarify, this is Sam Hyde right here.
Okay, can confirm I'm on Poopy Turd McGee's Instagram. This is not Turd McGee.
Hold on,
It
how
should not
close
be
is it?
confused
There we
with
go.
Turd McGee.
Glad we got that cleared up.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
But
This is Jason Vest. Yeah.
Get serious.
no, but Sam Hyde had such a strong following. Everything that he said, the crowd just laughed at. So that really showed me there's a difference between having followers on social media versus having a true fan base too. Because if you have a true fan base, you can say anything to that crowd and they're going to crack it up. When I saw Sam Morril, people were yelling out his bits to do. You know, like the crowd was so interactive because they follow his podcast and everything like that. So like
the internet, baby. I opened
Yeah.
years ago. I don't even remember when it was before he became like a political pundit. I opened for Andrew Schultz at the Dallas Hyenas.
nice.
And that was when he had the podcast that he had as big at the time was that Brilliant Idiot show.
Yeah.
And that audience was like going nuts for him. Just like I couldn't even finish announcing, like saying his name. I was like, come on next to the stage. He's the host of the Brilliant Idiots, and everybody just started, applauding and hooting and hollering. And then they were like that with him. Yeah, they were just nuts for him because they were all fans of his. I don't know how, maybe there was some Guy Code fans there too, but they were all big fans of his. So there is the internet has like opened things up for like if you want to have some sort of career in entertainment, there's a lot of opportunity online.
Boys, I just had a revelation.
Yeah.
So that image I showed you of Sam Hyde,
Yeah.
it's from it's a character from the cartoon The Rugrats.
Sure.
And his name is Dr. Lipschitz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just realized he is a bullshit self-help author in the show. Lipschitz. Everything that comes out of his mouth is full of shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That just came to me just now.
It's also
We broke
fitting.
code.
It's also fitting that he's like a self-help bullshitter because
Yes.
that's all so much what Sam Hyde does.
Yeah.
It's all there. Thank you. All right.
I don't feel. Remember the Barks root beer stuff? And I was like, I never realized that it's Barks has bite, and it was about like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I brought that up to like 3 or 4 people because I thought that I was the idiot, and everybody that I told that to was like mind blown. I've never thought of that. I've never thought of that.
My whole life,
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, up until now, I just was like, I thought like, oh, lip shit, so they're like Jewish. It's just like, oh yeah, this is Jewish representation in media.
Yeah.
Rug rats. They are rats.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's all there.
I did think Lipschitz was just. I didn't even think of it like Lipschitz. I thought, oh, that's a Jewish guy.
And he had a thick Jewish accent in the show. Guys, what is happening?
There's like so many cartoons. Like when I think of the cartoons that were on when we were kids, hey, only 90s kids remember this.
90s kids are like.
But I feel like there was like so many, because like nowadays since we're it's funny you brought up Sam Hyde because I am based in Red Pill now, and so it is funny to think about just like Jewish indoctrination and propaganda, like the Jewish subversion in the media and the ways in which the Jew infects the minds of the people with their Jewishness. That a lot of those cartoons back then, I feel like, you know, Jewish. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, very pro-Jew.
Yeah, it felt like it was like Jewish manipulation,
Jewish propaganda,
maybe propaganda, subversion, whatever the word
propaganda.
is. Because I feel like you got that.
I love Jews, dude. So maybe I love Jews, dude. They're my second favorite minority.
My daughter is half Jewish,
and that's because
I had sex with a Jewish woman.
I think part of our love for the Jew is because we grew up watching Rugrats and Hey Arnold.
There you go.
And Rocco's Modern Life.
I never understood racism against Jews, especially because I'm from Detroit. Like, I've never seen a rabbi stab somebody on the bus, or like I've never seen a rabbi get into a fight at a Boost Mobile.
I've just been mildly annoyed and inconvenienced. I don't know.
Yeah, see, if they open the borders and they see the guys that are stabbing, they were put on the ships owned by the rabbis and brought here.
Yeah, I think the racism against
I've been talking to Kurt Metzger, and he told me all about this. So, guys, just listen up here.
Well, no, I think, Ken, to answer your question, I think and I'm not racist against Jews. I'm just saying, like, here's the people that are wary of Jews. What they would say is that the Jew is the reason for the person that's getting in the fight at Boost Mobile. That's all downwind of the Jew. You know. Like, you know, because of like Jewish machinations, that now there's a brother getting into a fight at Boost Mobile.
Well, you know? It's like, I don't know if we want to get to Kumia Corner. It is 3 hours in. We can get into the Kumia Corner.
There you go. Oh no,
but we've been having, you know, I'm in New Hampshire here, and we just had one of the teen invasions, right? So we have Hampton Beach, which is like a tourist attraction place where people come every summer to go to the beach. And for some reason, there was like thousands and thousands of teenagers that stormed the beach and caused trouble. It was like a mini riot. The police showed up and had to stop and put people out of here. It's been happening in other places. But what people are saying is, like, the media is owned by certain people. They call this a teen invasion. But then if you watch it, there's another pattern you can recognize of these teens. And so they're like, why do they call it? Why are they so hyper focused on saying it's teen invasion instead of saying like it's like a riot, or what? Like they use these euphemisms. But then when the Trump people went into the Capitol, that's an insurrection and it's destroying. So they use strong language to move the narrative. I think.
When black people do it, it's a million-man march.
When they write those scripts, that's what I think the people are worried about. Like, they keep looking at who's writing those scripts and using particular words, and they wonder why, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we don't have to get too in the weeds with this.
Well, I just say I was on Thursday, I played some poker, and I went next door to the gas station, and there was a prom. So there's a bunch of kids in the parking lot that were going to prom. And I will say it was hard to park, and they were all dressed like Michael Jackson, right? So their tuxedos were decked out as if they were Michael Jackson.
The movie just came out.
And so maybe they had gone to the movie, I don't know. But when I got there, they were parking their cars everywhere, they were quadruple parking in between the pumps so no one could get through and move. And they were standing on their cars and taking photos one another. It was chaos. And I'm at that gas station.
This is probably the only nice event they're ever going to be invited to.
Well, I don't know about that, but the whole time that I was there, I was like, have your fun, have your event, but you realize you're like, the reason people kind of get nervous is because you're causing chaos for everybody around you right now. And like, we want you to have fun. We want you to go to your prom, but also you just took over a gas station dressed as Michael. There's 20 of you dressed as Michael Jackson. You just took over a gas station. it's hard not to notice. What was funny though, I went in and the cashier's like this 400-pound guy, and I said, "Oh, it looks like you must be having fun."
Not me.
And he says, no, he says to me, he looks me right in the eyes and he's like, "Yeah, and I have diarrhea. Can't lock the door to go to the bathroom because you know." I was like, I bought my phone and I drove home. But I was just thinking there's like, you know, no trouble happened. No one got hurt. Like, you know, but also they have to recognize that they're creating a stereotype within their actions at this time.
All right, Dave. That's okay. We're out of the Kubi corner.
We are out of the Kubi
We got
corner.
$5 from Drew
Why
Huntley.
is facts and
Oh, we got a
reality?
super chat.
Out of the
You guys
Kubi
are
corner,
actually being
David.
kind. I'm actually being kind to
It's
these
a
people. I'm
super
trying to
chat.
give them life advice for success. If you're gonna dress, if I were to dress like Michael Jackson, right, and go to a place and get on top of people's cars and have you take pictures of me, you would call me a lolcow.
We're about to
You
start
would call me a
stacking
lolcow.
bricks
Another person would be like,
corner
"You can't talk about
steal you
people."
into it.
All right,
You're
so
see-
I
okay.
don't treat them like children. I think they're adults and they should be held
Look at
accountable.
this. Look at this, Dave. We got a super chat.
Whoa,
$5
super
from
chat.
Drew Huntley to play the Bonanza theme. Let's keep the super chats coming. So, Ken, you're Patrick Bateman. We've covered that. Clavicular lift maxing. You said you work out. What do you do to work out?
I run and then I lift
black
weights,
people?
essentially. Yeah,
Homeless
exactly.
people?
That's a
Homeless
good
people?
Detroit workout. Yeah, just
Blue collar.
He puts
Yep.
he puts dollar bills in his pocket and goes to 6th Street and then tries to get home with all his dollar bills.
I run from things and pick up heavy stuff.
yeah, basically.
Primarily, you run and lift
Do you
weight.
do jiu-jitsu or anything? So you can
No.
get you could do that to get
No.
into the mothership, get ringworm.
Yeah, honestly.
You could enroll with the Body Brain Institute.
Yeah. I used to play basketball too. I'm tall. I'm 6'5".
Whoa.
So I'm a fucking very tall guy
Oh,
too.
really? Yeah,
Ooh,
I didn't know that
yeah.
about you.
Dude, you're
Wow.
taller than me. That's crazy. I'm 6'4".
Are you really? Goddamn, you don't look tall.
Damn. Do you know my friend Jamie Gravy?
No,
The joke writes itself, but no,
No,
it's
I feel
No,
like I
he's
would know that
he's
name.
an Austin guy also, and he's also pretty tall. I thought maybe y'all.
do you know
might-
Dalton's friend Biscuits and Butter?
No, he has a stage. His name is Jamie Gravett. I've talked about this before. That his stage name is Jamie Gravy because he started in like the black rooms. So there were
Okay.
just all these different guys with like they all had stage names. So it was all guys like Flame and Scarecrow, Duck Comedian.
Yeah. Detroit was really big with that. Like there was a couple Kool-Aid, the comedian, and like
Yeah.
Faygo, the comedian, was one. There was a Faygo, the comedian.
Yeah. So if you ever go to like one of these black open mics and look at the list, it'll be a lot of names like Corn Nut,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I guess he thought his actual name was too terse for black rooms, so he started going by
Is that
James.
the language that he used?
Do what?
Came to you, Dalton. He said, "I think my name might be too terse for this audience."
Well, he's not black. He's a white guy. He was doing like a bunch of black rooms, and he like fell into the thing of having a stage. It worked for him. He got to tour and open for Eddie Griffin. It was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Eddie
anyway,
Rose.
I thought maybe you crossed paths with him. But I don't know if he's still like doing comedy out there or not. But that was the last I heard about him. I think he just got married.
Okay.
I don't know.
So without hurting your career, I get a question because I've actually come around, barring the roast. Like if you just look at the show and how many people it's helped, and I know he discriminates. I actually have come around on Kill Tony in the Bucket. I do think it's helping get comedy out to the masses and helping through people in the community. What are your thoughts in Austin on Tony? And if you think it's bad to say, like, you know.
No, I love it. I mean, there was a video when I went back to Michigan. I posted a video because someone like interviewed me outside of a bar, and they're like, "How's Austin?" And I kind of like shit on Austin and the weed. And a lot of Austin haters kind of liked it, and we're talking shit in the comments. But I fucking love it, dude. Like it. I coming out here, like I feel like Tony and all of them are creating a scene, and it gave an alternative, a cheaper alternative, and like there's so many people from Detroit out here. It's kind of crazy. Like I know Philly's kind of doing their thing out here, but other than that, Detroit, from the people at the mothership to the Sunset to like my friend Mason Bird, who won a golden ticket on Kill Tony, Jason Vest and Ronnie Rohrbeck. Like Jason's a headliner and always goes around. Ronnie's a fucking killer, and he got Secret Show on Kill Tony. It didn't really help him other than that, but he's a fucking killer still. I've seen it change a lot of people's lives that it wouldn't. Like even in the 10 months I've been here, you know, I've seen it change Dedrick Flynn's life. You know, being there for that was kind of cool.
I mean, Cam's on SNL now, which is like
exactly. Pat O'Neill. Everyone knew Pat O'Neill was fucking good as fuck. Like, so it's created.
I brought him up, I think, last week on the thing, and then he won. Then he ended up winning the thing.
And not only is it creating careers, but it's just like I'm a comedy nerd, so like this is regardless if you hate. I know a lot of people hate it. A lot of people from Michigan have like talked shit about me.
Bought 2 T-shirts from me, so I'll never have an unkind thing to say about that man. He's the only one that ever bought size small.
Well, the other thing too is it goes on longer is like Timmy No Breaks. You know, as it went on longer, and I started seeing him on other stuff, and I did find him funny doing that character. But then when he like started doing the character who's actually himself, because he's trying to get away from the character, is a super funny bit to try and present himself. But then he kind of talks a little bit on the podcast. He's like, look, this is a career move for me. I got on this. I did this character. I knew I would be good. But now I'm trying to do actual stand-up as myself. And it was fun to watch these guys because now you realize, oh, they're not D-bags. They're like trying to figure out a path. And this was a step on the path that worked for them. You know,
and I just it's just comedy. Like for me, it's just comedy history. Like regardless of how you look at it, and I like to be part of that. I've always did my things like did things my own way in Detroit. So like, I just like being out here. And now being out here, there's more creative people, so it does put you in a different environment to where like I said, my solo podcast is my main focus because I'm like, I got to build something that's me. And I hate messaging people and I hate trying to be fake around people and be like, hey man, can you put me on this fucking show? I hate that shit, but that's how you get on.
Oh, you got to do it. I used to like really cringe at that. Like I had so many, like I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like I thought it was such a painful endeavor to have to reach out to anybody about anything. And then after a while, I finally had to come to terms with like the fact that you have to ask for things. Yeah. You got to put yourself out there.
Ew. I think that's why you and me make a good juxtaposition team because I will reach out to anybody multiple times, get ignored, keep talking, message, tweet at them.
Oh yeah, you go for it so hard that sometimes I am embarrassed. I'm worried.
Why? Though?
I say
people
to myself,
like to be appreciated and feel like they got somebody to say no to as well. So I do them a favor by them, like we get love.
I appreciate. Look, you're very. Look, you were very proactive. Yes, you have no qualms asking for things. I learned over the years that it is like a necessary thing. Is you got to be willing to like type up an email and be like, "Can I please come on your show?" And then they go, "We're booked up for the next 6 months. We might get back to you."
2 weeks, I talked with Rachel Dolezal's people, and that was kind of fun. Or like for a week and a half.
Yeah, that is.
If I got her, you guys would have been like, "Dude, this is dope."
But I know where I know where you're coming from. It's like you want to just be able to do the thing you want to do. You think of yourself as I'm an artist, But then
honestly,
there is like
sounds narcissistic.
Do what?
It sounds narcissistic, but yeah. Like for me, like like being like an artist of and a comedian, because like I look at comedy as art, but some of it is not art. You know what? You guys get what I'm saying?
I've heard people say it's more of a craft than an art. It's I guess it's like closer to
It's more of a fart.
gluing macaroni onto a paper plate than anything else. But I don't know. I like to think that if you really care enough about it and you really pour yourself into it, then you're allowed to say that it's an art, whatever it is you do. But I understand like what you're saying, that it feels kind of weird because comedy's such a I don't know, it's like such a direct thing. Like you're just talking to people, you're just talking at people, and it's supposed to be like relatable and down to earth. And so like trying to call it like an art form or that I'm an artist feels kind of gay, I guess. But
I will say though, learning how to relate to people, I like in the past 10 months that I've been here, I went kind of from like more trying to do just more political topical shit to actually like talking about my life, because now that I'm 30, I'm starting to get older and I'm starting to be like, oh, growing up in fucking the trailer park in Detroit, that was kind of unique, and I was kind of white
it is an
trash. I've been
interesting
talking
perspective.
Yeah, and like I've been talking way more about my life, and like I've written some stuff that kind of connects with people on ways that I've never did before, and I'm mixing that in with my political shit. Like I did Don't Tell San Antonio when I first moved out here, and that was like 2 months of me being out here, and I feel like I'm so much better than fucking now than I
I
was.
feel like you're better now than you were
I'm way better now. Because even then I was still more topical, political, whatever, and it was still tight for like 17 minutes. But like now I feel like I'm really just starting to actually relate to people, especially people around my age. So that's fucking cool. But yeah, it does suck talking to people, dude. I hate reaching out to people.
I do think I see comedy as art. I also see there's people like I watched Whitney Cummings when she was real young and before she got the plastic and all this stuff and the writing thing. And she was a creative. And then as time went on, I don't know if you want to call it a hack, but she started using all the moves that like trigger a laugh when like being a mentalist, but you're telling
like
jokes.
Fucking people for opportunities and
maybe. But like, how like some people, like when you like I can't watch Schultz because I just see Chappelle and I see the laugh with the mic tap on the knee. And like there's certain things that you pick up that like takes me out of the moment for people. But then you see other people that are actually really creative. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is almost like a whole brand new style of stand-up that's making me laugh. I've never seen somebody do this. And other people are like, nope, this is how you write a joke. It's this, the rule of three, a misdirect. They laugh to hit them with another misdirect. If you
is there a Mr. Direct?
Yeah. And so I think that there's a lot of art still left in it for some people.
It's like Miles Davis said, sometimes it takes what did he say? It takes a long time to sound like yourself.
Yeah. I will say a lot of people, a lot of at least open micers, both in Austin and Detroit, they're just not entertaining to watch. Like, I feel like you got to realize that you're an entertainer at the end of the day. And if you're just going up there kind of like for me, maybe it's easier because I'm really high energy. So if like I go up there and I'm not over the top, but I'm high energy. And like, if I'm at a shitty crowd, I look at you when I talk through my bits. So like it kind of works for me. But other people, like even on the internet, man, there's people with bigger followings than me that their videos don't do as well, like clips and everything, because the shit they're doing is not entertaining. Like,
sure.
For instance, like I there's people that'll do just like the Coke or Pepsi challenge. I know like a group that would just had like random comedians doing the Coke and Pepsi challenge, and I'm like, why the fuck would anyone watch this? I know you guys personally, and I don't want to watch this. Why would I want to watch a grown man do the Pepsi and Coke challenge?
The algorithm, dude. This is what we were talking. They're trying to figure out what will the algorithm like this.
But how is that going to make you any type of career or like any type of following? Or like, I get kind of doing generic stuff and throwing everything at the wall. I really do. But like, there's got to be some type of creativity, individuality, selling point of view, anything.
You know what's funny? That just reminded me of something though, like with regard to like well trodden bits and skits and ideas. Things you think like, everything's been said that could be said about like whatever this idea is. I saw like Dave, like a couple of years ago, David Spade posted a TikTok where it's just like a selfie video where he's basically doing like a stand-up bit while he's just walking down the street, and it was like a whole bit about like the waitress asked me, "Is Pepsi okay?" It was like that kind of joke, but for some reason the way he did it, like I've heard plenty of iterations of the complaint of complaining about if you order a Coke. But they ask you, is Pepsi okay? You know this. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've seen this bit before.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he did it in a way where I was like, this is actually kind of funny. It's funny that in 2020, I think it was 2024 at the time, it's just funny that David Spade is doing is Pepsi okay bit. But it was actually, so, I guess there are ways you can breathe new life into, because what is it they say that there's only like 6 ideas anyway?
Everything is cyclical.
Well, with Talking Head, somebody was just trying to get me to kind of ditch my political news show, and they were like, "Do you think it'd be better if you were just doing the Talking Head? Because they do Talking Head videos and they get a lot of views." Wait, what'd you say?
You say Talking Head.
Well, how did I get here?
This is not my beautiful wife. The days go by.
That song's gonna be stuck in my head, dude. Oh, that's gonna be rough. But yeah, they were trying to get me to ditch my political news show because they thought that their style of stuff, because that is like a style of people just talking in front of their phone or camera or something like that. Like I know a girl who's got a pretty decent following, and all she does is take videos in her car. But it's it's still like a point of. Yeah, it's still like a point of view type thing. Whether if you're just doing wacky little internet challenges and you're a bunch of grown men who aren't entertaining, I don't know.
So I've been studying a lot of marketing to grow the TikTok, and one of them is called Fish Out of Water. So when I do a video about like a DoorDash or Instacart or whatever, because I'm selling referrals like that, if I do the same exact video, same exact script, but one of them's in my car and one of them's in my studio, the one in my studio doesn't go anywhere because I'm a fish out of water. But a DoorDasher looks at you in your car and thinks, okay, DoorDashers are in their car. That's where they would be. So there is something to be said about like, oh, you're a New York comedian. Oh, you're walking down the streets of New York telling a joke, or the streets of Austin telling a joke. Here. Yeah, you're the fish in the water. So you're in the right environment that it feels real for the situation.
Oh,
and it clicks in people's head.
Something just came across my desk. This is a good idea. He can't do it as a super chat because he lives in a favela in Brazil. But Raphael in the chat wants me to ask you this, Ken. Can you do a Jack Nicholson impression?
Oh God, I don't think so. I
feel like you guys ruined it. I was gonna see if he would do that on his own.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, you had it right
there. You did it. That's what we were wanting to see if you would do that.
Dalton and I can't do it, but
now just say just say the word. Do that and say the word wolf.
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 Yeah, he did it.
Hold on.
Robbie is coming right now.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that movie Wolf?
I'm happy that Raphael's back, by the way. Shout out to Raphael.
No, I don't think so.
He did it, dude. In the 90s, he did a werewolf movie called Wolf. It's him and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's awesome. Jack Nicholson gets turned into a werewolf, but part of becoming a werewolf is it's like it's how there's the movie Teen Wolf. Well, this is like middle-aged wolf where he gets like super horny and becomes like more athletic and all that. So it's like basically just like, what if Jack Nicholson was like the coolest guy ever, which he already is, but that's like the whole movie is just him getting wolf powers and then just fucking Michelle Pfeiffer. It's awesome. So it's on Tubi, folks. The best streaming platform, Tubi. You can watch Wolf.
Wolf. I stay out too late.
I stay out too late.
That's what people say.
Yeah. So Ken, you run, you lift weights, you're doing you do a podcast. I feel like this has been a pretty extensive interview. I think we got it. Did you do
Yeah.
do you have anything you want to talk about?
No, not really, dude. Not really, man.
I honestly think we should try to get Ken at the gathering of the Juggalos, and
I was just gonna say, like, Ken, maybe
around to a couple people and see what the process would be.
I mean, the next time
I think that'd be killer.
I was just gonna say the next time Zach Amico is in Austin. So if you ever feel any tremors where you are, or any, you'll know that Zach is there. That's so bad.
Zach catching strays.
I'm sorry. From what I understand, Zach just said a lot of nice things about me on morning.
He was like, I love Dalton so much.
Yeah,
like,
so I feel bad.
And you just made a fucking bad joke on him. Nasty work, Dalton.
Zach is a large fellow. But he's a really sweet guy. But he's in with the is Zach right? Zach might be there right now. Robbie says he's there now. But he's a cool dude to get to know, and he, you know, I wouldn't say befriend him just for what he can do for you. Befriend him to be his friend, but he's also a good guy to talk to if you're looking to perform at the gathering of the Juggalos.
I hate sucking dick in public, dude. I hate feeling like I see it so much in Austin, dude. I see so much like dick sucking of just trying to be around people and everything, and like even like some of my friends who have more clout, like there's so many people that try to suck up to them. I hate being that person.
It feels really icky, and it is like
it does.
Me and my friend Robbie, who's in the chat now, we've talked about that so much, and I'm sure you've experienced it where there's so many times you'll be talking to people, like, you know, just through doing comedy, you meet all these different people, and you'll be talking to people who you think you're friends with. And then you get to a point where you wonder, like, are we even friends? Like every time, you know what it's like when you're talking to somebody and they're just constantly looking over their shoulder, looking for somebody like with credits to go talk to.
The Detroit scene is so weird, especially now that I'm out here. Like there's some people that kind of like, without going too deep into it, I caught some strays on a Facebook fucking conversation, like our Facebook message board or whatever, comment section. From some open mic or headliner in Detroit, you know, and there's people that just kind of hate me now, just because I moved out here and I'm doing like the solo podcast stuff, and like they look at me as like some right-wing fucking lunatic now, essentially.
Oh, really? They attribute you to the right wing.
Well, the thing is too is like in Detroit, I was an open Trump supporter. So like I was friends with everybody, but I was one of those people who I was like, yeah, I voted for him. I'll debate anybody. I don't really give a fuck. And I could still make people laugh because I'm not up there just preaching. But then the election happens, and then that second tidal wave of fucking the hatred and everything kind of comes in. And like, because I was very far left like 6-7 years ago. Like I'm all over the political map. Yeah. 7 years ago, I was all over. I was left and then I'm right. Yeah. So it's just in like the tribalness is just kind of crazy, because like the people who are throwing strays at me, I wasn't their friends on Facebook. I'm not following them on Instagram, so they're watching my shit, just kind of like just hating on me, and I'm just like, at this point, I don't really give a fuck. But it's just funny because it's just petty, you know. And they're all older than me. I'm only fucking 30. They're all like 40. So it's like, well, why is this happening?
I don't know.
It is.
I
know why it's happening, but yeah.
Have you seen Eddington?
No. What is that?
I feel like that movie probably is the best at like, or it's the movie that tries actually to get to reflect just the way people are now. Like it's probably the best representation of just how insane everyone is now. But it's a movie that came out last year, directed by Ari Aster, the guy who made Hereditary and Midsommar.
Okay.
You seen them?
And so I've seen Hereditary.
It's a movie. It takes place during COVID, so it's 2020. It's a small town called Eddington, New Mexico. And the whole premise of the movie is that one of these big tech companies is wanting to build a data center in this town, and then just all the chaos surrounding that. But the movie touches on a lot of like what you're talking about, the ways in which like all of our lives are filtered through social media now, and how there is no like, I guess like no objective reality that everyone lives in, and
without a doubt, yeah,
everybody's insane and angry at each other.
Like for instance, one of the people that were talking shit about me when I first moved to Austin, like 3 months out here, they were like, "How is it going? I can't wait to visit." You know, it was a woman. She was like, "How's it? Oh, I can't wait to visit all the Detroit guys."
Was she hot?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure her boyfriend's a cuck. Pretty sure she's not hot. She kind of makes all the dude comics feel weird because she like grabs their arms and fucking shit. But like, but she unfriended me off of everything, off of like just random drama. Because when I caught strays on Facebook, you got to say something back. Yeah. You know, we're in the business of hurtful words. You got to say something back. So
I think I think that stuff's good. Like Dalton was saying that I go overboard, but what happens is it attracts all the people that really want to work with us, and then everybody else that hates me goes away, which is what I want them to do. So
I don't want them to go away from me. I don't know. I'm trying to. Please don't leave me, people.
Please don't help.
No, I'm not trying to run nobody off.
I'm saying if people don't like me and they want to go, they should go. And then the people that do come, like, are want to work with me. They work with me. I can't get everybody to like me, and it'd be dumb to try.
I'll say this. I also feel like people a lot of times do get the wrong idea about me because I look like fucking Patrick Bateman. I do look like the stereotypical fucking right wing.
Yeah.
Which I do. But like I grew up, in Metro Detroit. I have black cousins. My mom is brown. We don't know what she is. We always thought she was Native American, but we never gave her a test or anything because we're not fucking racist,
Oh, she's like a Linda Perry kind of brown.
My black cousins would always joke with her that she's darker than them in the summer because she would get like super tan. And like I saw a photo of her in her 20s and she literally looks Mexican as fuck. But we don't really know what she is. So I can't be like, my mom's fucking this, but like I get what I look like. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the racial humor I do. I get what I look like. Sure. But yeah, people are just fucking crazy. That's yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what happened? Oh. What happened?
What happened?
What? Dave, what's going on, Dave?
Uh-oh. He's sniffing something.
Nothing's going on.
All right. I'm looking at the chat right now. I don't even know what's going on.
Well, I mean, I don't want to bring it up on air. We can talk to you about it after the show, but all it's right. Like,
All right. Well, I think maybe we covered everything. Did we do it?
Now, what have we learned? We love the Jews. We love Kill Tony.
We do love Kill Tony.
We do love
help.
No, but honestly, like I did turn it like I don't like gatekeepers, and they became like these new gatekeepers. But as time goes on, the halo around them is creating opportunity, and a lot of the people that went through there have gotten a lot of opportunities from people seeing them. And that's what I liked about Real Ass Podcast is a lot of people got opportunities on there, and Tony's kind of doing that. I don't care for the show. It's hard for me to watch, but I do like that there's people on there that about like, I would say 1 out of 20 people, I'm like, okay, this guy I kind of actually like, or this girl's pretty funny. And the rest, I'm like, this is not for me, but I can see why people find it funny. So all in all, I do think it's good for the comedy picture.
I agree with you, Ken. I don't like sucking dick either. It sucks.
I'm not a stand-up. What would Tony possibly do for me?
No. I'm just what Ken was saying is like there's a lot of like there's just if you're gonna pursue if you're gonna try and make your dreams come true, there is like a very real what would you call it, business side or commerce side to it. There's just all the sort of like actual work that you have to do along with actually developing your your creative output. You know what I mean? And so part of that is like sending emails to people or networking, asking for things, but, just doing all these things that feel really icky. It feels gross, but I think maybe there is like an implicit understanding that that's just what everybody has to do anyway.
I'm just curious, like, so it is difficult, and you don't know who you're going to be talking to on the other end, if they're going to be cool or not. But like, it's only icky if the other person isn't cool. Like when you go to hit on a woman, it's only nerve-wracking when she says no, get away from me. But if she says yes, it's exciting and fun. And so to me, it's just weeding out those type of people. Like there was people that I used to be what I thought friends with. And as soon as we started talking more and I asked them if they wanted to like be in the pod or whatever, they were like, yeah, sure. Let me check the schedule. And then they unfollowed me and blocked me. So they were like, good. I don't want that type of person in my life. They can't say, oh, like, I'm not interested type thing. You know what I mean? They weren't really somebody who wanted to talk to me. They wanted to do something else. So for me, my whole life is get those type of people away from you and get the people that want to work with you to gravitate towards you, Yeah. So like for me, if I reach out to somebody, it's icky or they're like, oh, this guy's a dummy or whatever. It's like, okay, good. Because the next guy says, oh yeah, I would love to do that. I will miss out on that guy because those other people are icky, if that makes sense. I don't know.
That's a good perspective to have on. And I suppose, I don't know. I know what it feels like to, I guess, so many of these interactions with people, like when you're going to comedy clubs or trying to figure out how to navigate these things, a lot of it can feel superficial. And a lot of like just opportunistic, and and then it's difficult to parse out like what's real or what's not, and what are my actual motivations. You know what I mean? Like, am I the thing I hate?
Well, I've never booked anybody on the show for clout or to pump us up or any of that stuff. I booked people that the fans liked, that I wanted to meet, to hang out with, that people would have a good time with, and to hopefully prop them up. Sure. So like I've never been like, well, I hate this guy, he sucks, but he's got 100K followers, so let's get him on the show. And I don't want to say the wrong thing around him. That's never been, that does seem icky.
Sure.
I
just saw this. Ian is extremely high right now. What about you? You've been sucking on
THC? You got any CBD in there, or is it straight THC?
This is a indica vape. We all have an indica.
Whoa!
We love the entire.
I'm sorry, Panatron. We're getting back in the Kumia corner.
Wait, what about you, Ken? What is that you've been sucking on? You got a thing there.
That's a weed vape too, dude. That's a fucking
So both of you dope fiends are baked out of your minds right now.
Listen, man.
That's all I got. Hey, I get it. I used to smoke a doobie.
I used to be cool.
Yeah, I used to smoke some doobies here and there, but until a doctor.
You were chipping away at some little gummies just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I did get back on the gummies for a little bit.
Yeah.
It felt like that
the kettle black, dude.
Feels like that's maybe a little too precarious for me. Like maybe I shouldn't do that. So I stopped doing that. But
I was a big dabber in Michigan, and I'm glad I don't have a rig and everything now. I'm glad I just do these because I was addicted to wax. It was bad.
We had the gravity
wax
bongs
in 4 days.
We went crazy with the bongs and the gravity bongs back in my day when it got before the
bong, da bong, da dang, diggy.
And it's a whole different level, dude. Going and buying that 2 liter of like RC Cola.
I smoke some weed.
Make gravity bongs in the sink. Yeah.
Yeah, the dabs is drugs. Dabs is crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I've done it a couple times, and I was like, this is an abomination.
What did you smoke hash? You ever smoke hash?
No.
So we did.
I've smoked hash. Yeah.
I guess I've done other drugs rather than weed, but I just consider hash weed. But it's like pre-daps because that's all it is, right? It's just like
concentrates.
Yeah. We used to do hash gravity bongs, and it brings you to another level. And that's when I was like, okay, I got to take a step back because this is wild.
In my high school, cough medicine was like a really big thing.
Hell yeah!
It really hit our school very hard. People got addicted. It ruined people's lives. Somebody died off of it.
Is Dave Blunt from Detroit?
Dave Blunt? No.
Where's he from? I thought he might be from Detroit.
I don't think he's from Detroit. So wait, when you say cough medicine, do you mean like prescription, like promethazine?
No, we're talking
robo-tripping, baby.
Well, not even technically, because that's Robitussin. That we're talking $1.60 cough medicine tablets from Family Dollar.
Hell yeah,
they come with 16 tablets, and you take all 16. You take 8 of them, you feel super drunk. You take all 16. I'm eating
8 of them. I'm wearing Cookie Monster fucking pajama pants.
Hell
yeah. So when you do
a slushy,
I remember doing a handful of those because I was sick and then was out of my mind. I took more and I was like, oh crap, I doubled up. My penis shrank up inside of my body. So when you're robo tripping, does your penis go into your belly?
It's always there.
Become that wizard at the Bass Pro Shop that jumped in the water.
Not as much. No, dude. No. Me, it's more Adderall. Like if I'm on Adderall, then it's shriveled, but not really cough medicine, you know?
Because I remember the wizard at the festival and then the guy that jumped into the fish tank at the Bass Pro Shop. And both of them said that they were on some sort of robo trip, mushroom trip, and
it's always shrunk up and tucked inside of my
mushroom dick definitely sucks.
Like your dick on mushrooms?
Yeah, when I am on mushrooms, I get doctor's office dick on mushrooms.
I had a female doctor.
The smallest you can possibly fucking imagine your fucking shit. Anytime I've done mushrooms, it's just a fucking embarrassing stage.
I've done the robo tripping like a couple times, I think. Just like the over the counter cough medicine, whether it's Robitussin or not. I think what I did more than anything was DPH, Benadryl.
Ooh,
did y'all ever get into that?
No.
I see the Hat Man.
Yeah, the Hat Man, dude. Yeah, I found it independently. I didn't even know it was like a thing people were doing. I just was like, I wonder what happens if I take like 12 of these. And and it was like it gets. I mean, I guess technically you're getting high. What it does is it's inducing delirium. Like you're just damaging your brain and becoming like delirious. But an unintended or unexpected side effect of that, like one of the things, like if you get high on Benadryl, what it can do is it just like for some reason just makes you like extra horny, like more horny than you normally are, and it actually amplifies.
You fuck the Hat Man.
You fuck the Hat Man in his damn ass, in his hat ass. But no, I just remember like there'd be times I would just be, convinced I was dying because I took too much Benadryl, but then in the fleeting moments of lucidity, would say I should jerk off right now.
It wouldn't be a bad way to go. I mean, that's the dream, right?
But then I would,
bust.
Something about it just magnified arousal, and then when you bust, it's like the hardest bust there is. It is pretty sick but everything else about it is really disgusting and
Benadryl busting. I never heard
dangerous. Of you probably shouldn't take like
busting makes you feel good, Dave.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't take more than the recommended dose of any medication.
The closest I ever came is I was sick and I took NyQuil, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that was like the best night's sleep I've gotten in a long time. And so like 2 weeks went by and I had insomnia. Then I was like, maybe I'll do some of that NyQuil. So there was like a 3-week period where I was taking NyQuil every day to sleep. And I was like, okay, I got to get off of this.
You're so bad.
I quit I quit cold turkey, but I could see how that could turn into like a problem. But it was really good sleep. NyQuil sleep.
Oh yeah, sleeping on NyQuil is sick.
Sleeping NyQuil is great too. After my car accident a long time ago, I got Oxycontin, and that really put shit into perspective, because there was a couple moments where I would be like not in much pain at all and kind of going, I'm just trying to feel a little loose.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, this is how it starts. Fuck.
And
I live in a white trash town, so I'm like, dude, it's in my fucking blood.
When I was a kid, I would watch TV and I was able to get so relaxed that like your body feels hollow. I don't know if you remember those things where you're like, oh, and it was just like the most peaceful. Then I had my car accident and they had given me something. I don't remember what it was, but they're like, if it gets too throbbing, take this. And I took that and I felt that same childlike hollowness that I remember being relaxed. And I was like, oh, I can't take any more of that, because it's like hitting the nostalgia, the relaxation, the no worries all at once. And I was like, so I immediately was like, I do not want to go there because it's so good. So I can see why people throw their whole life away.
Dude, I love drugs.
Yeah. Nah, I'm nervous. Drugs make me nervous. They make me scared.
I've been on that kratom tip the last couple months.
Yeah, you fucking talking shit on us smoking weed. You're on kratom, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even talking shit on you. You guys are high.
You called us like dopers, dude.
Dope fiends.
Dope. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Who amongst us is not a fiend for dope?
Of some ilk.
But well, you I think, are we done?
Do we do it?
I think we did. Yeah,
I think we crushed it. Yeah. I mean, let's go. I mean, we make sure you guys go over and support everybody that was here tonight. Go to Ken Woods. Ken Woods, not Ken. It's not Kent Woods. It's Ken Wood Comedy. It's at his link tree is 7 Dads TV. That's probably the best place to go, because you're going to be able to get to his Instagram, his X, his everything app, his YouTube channel, and his TikTok. But he wants you to go check him out on Instagram. So go follow Ken over on Instagram, and then go tweet at the Insane Clown Posse and ask them if Ken is going to be at the gathering doing comedy this year. He's the Detroit comedian that's blowing up in Austin right now. So see if they know that he's going to be there or not. And then of course, you can follow Ian over on Twitter at Goth Moses Jones. And that's going to also allow you to get over to Holy Coast Band and his YouTube channel, where he does Core Confessionals and the Holy Coast music. So go check all that stuff out.
We got basketballs coming to the merch page, bpnmart.com. People have been asking, the basketballs are coming. But in the meantime, head on over to bpnmart.com to order the best merchandise. And then please subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And I think that's any closing thoughts, anybody?
No, it was nice meeting you, Ken. Thanks for coming. Ian, thanks for stopping by.
Oh yeah,
thank you guys for having me.
I guess I would be remiss if I didn't.
Fan fast. I mean, I had multiple fans reach out to me for a while, and the only reason I didn't get you on sooner is I was confusing Ken Wood with Kent Woods, who's also a fan of the show that does music. And so maybe we have to have, so that was my mistake.
Well, hey, tonight we got to talk to Ken Wood. And
Ken Wood.
I really appreciate you coming on and hanging out for many hours. You really did the long haul with us, so I appreciate it. Thank you. And everybody, once again, please be sure to, all y'all that tune in, please go support Ken Wood in all of his endeavors. But hey, folks, that's the show for
the video. Like the video, comment in the video. Try to be positive. YouTube promotes positive comments.
Folks, please like us. Please help. And so that's and that. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Yeah.
Dude, you're gonna make me fucking put a hole in this fucking wall.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Yes.